Well, good evening, and welcome to the Doom City of Granitegard, a live play fantasy that will be recorded this evening here on the Guardtower Presents. We would like to thank our internet provider for making tonight a tad bit more complicated, but we assure you it's going to be a great show. We do stream usually every Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then post our episodes to YouTube on Fridays. But tomorrow evening we should have this episode up for you to watch and enjoy on that. So we do appreciate you helping put up with our technical issues that we've got going on. If you've missed any of our prior episodes, or you want to check out our various social media platforms, you can find those by visiting our Linktree page, and that is linktr.ee/dcog. Again, that is TREE. No, that's, thank you very much, guys. That is linktr.ee/dcog. We can thank you for the hand.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, probably not.
I'll see you guys when I do.
The mythical.
So, if you go there, you can not only find the Guard Tower's YouTube channel, but also their Yes,
true.
I am back in. Yes, their Twitch, as well as our Twitter, Patreon, Discord, and all other social media that we use. Of course, if you like what we're doing, we ask that you give us a nice like and subscribe, because that helps us get us noticed in the algorithms. And we would truly appreciate this very kind gesture there.
No, you're unliking and reliking just one time.
Tonight we're going to be featuring minis by our friend Chris Wolfgang over at Glittering Cave Studios.
Whoa.
And the talented Mr. Tony Thefferson has also provided some of our minis as well. We have Chris Fields providing all kinds of different enhancements for our battle maps. And also we want to give special thanks to Ethan this evening. Ethan has used Tony, Chris, and the other Chris's minis and enhancements to set up an amazing battle map for you. Actually, two amazing battle maps this evening.
Wait, why two? Why two?
Why two? Because
I'll see you
actually
when
trying
I see
to,
you.
kill the party this evening. Well, actually, I can guarantee one's going to happen. I don't know about the other one, though. But anyway, we'll see what ends up happening this evening.
I'm already dead.
But all that being said, of course, we
You
are
made it
using
look so
Warlock
easy
tiles
last time.
as the basis for our maps. And Warlock tiles are a very simple to use integrated system that you can actually create all different kinds of battle maps out of that. And it's for war. Wow, okay, I just totally realized that. It's for war games, and they lock together Warlock tiles. I am really quick on the uptake on things, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. So,
I thought it.
moving on, let's see. We're very glad to have Adam back this evening. He was on his own solo adventure. He leveled up, so we're really appreciative on that. So, congratulations. But as you notice,
Got a magic
unfortunately,
item.
we do have an empty seat this evening. Audrey, who plays Maery, is not here, but she will be rejoining us next episode, and we definitely wish her safe travels on that. And I do have a couple of really exciting announcements. First of all, we're going to be doing a very special Halloween horror one-shot that is actually going to be the last 2 weekends of October, the 22nd and the 29th. If you're a fan of John Carpenter's The Thing or the Dead Space franchise, we think this might be right up your alley on that. And we're very happy to announce that we're going to be partnering with Everyday Heroes and Evil Genius Games that is going to bring you those special episodes. You can see we have a couple of their books up here. If you're unfamiliar with Everyday Heroes, it is a 5e based system. So those of you that know how to use 5e, it's a really nice, easy transfer over to that. But they have lots of modern settings as far as their rules go. So you can add guns and regular body armor and things like that. It is actually really amazing. So, and you can see they've got quite a few amazing franchises here. And several more books are going to be coming out as well, actually.
So many books.
So, yes. And also, we are in the midst of planning out our season 2. So we're still going to continue running a fantasy adventure, but we're also going to be adding a second stream, and this is going to be a Cyberpunk-esque campaign and an original world on that. So that's something to look forward to. Right now, our plans are somewhere around the January, February time frame for that coming out. But, we're going to be seeing how long it takes our players to get Granitegard resolved first on that, and then we'll be jumping into season 2. Now, I do believe that Roger
Stay tuned.
has something exciting also to share with you this evening.
Yeah, I have something that's so amazing and so exciting, in fact. So for those of you who were already at Origins, you've actually already heard this announcement. But for those of you that were not, you may have noticed that we actually have a little friend who's been joining us every single episode. And that friend goes by the name of Hammer. And we could pass down Hammer because Hammer's been a lot of places on our stage, right? You've seen them here and there, popping in from corners, popping up on the table. Well, we want to give people an opportunity to, one, go back, check out, review some of the older episodes, but we want to also reward you for your continued viewership. So, from now on, continuing on, Hammer's going to be somewhere in every single one of our episodes. So this means that if you take a look at this and note maybe the timestamp, note where they were at on screen during that episode, and you share that back with us, we'll be giving away dice and minis and a whole bunch of other cool prizes. Now, we will be posting the full rules and instructions on our Discord server either later tonight, whatever that means for you when you're watching it. It's probably already been released in the past at this point when you're watching this because this is recorded. But check that out. You'll get some really good information so that we know how to reward you for letting us know that you have found all of the hammers through all of our episodes. And actually, I'm going to kick it over to Percy now, because we have even more amazing information about some really cool things going on our social media accounts. Percy, the floor is yours.
Do you like giveaways with dice and minis?
Sure do.
I
Favorite thing.
Yeah, it is. If you go over to our Instagram, there's a giveaway happening over there that does not involve Hammer, but you know we're kind of lonely at Instagram, so we would like to see more people over there. You know, it's a party. It's funny.
Join us.
Join us over there, please.
Is it P for party?
Where's all the cool
I
kids that
thought
check
that
out
was
the
going somewhere
ground?
completely different. I was a little
on,
scared there, buddy.
It's a pop-up
But
party.
if you find the beautiful picture with Sir Skeech,
Sir Skeech.
amazing Sir Skeech, the rules are all there in the post of what you're supposed to do in order to enter that giveaway. So
somebody
They couldn't be
that to
simpler.
me.
couldn't
I
be
will.
simpler. Easy peasy.
So there's so many opportunities to get some free things now, but also to get some free things later. We're really just like looking to give away as many free things as possible, and all you have to do is be our friends. And we're so ready for all of you to be our friends.
Friends.
Yeah, we reach towards the camera.
Foundation of any healthy relationship. A giveaway.
Bribery.
Bribery, right? That's it.
Yeah. I give you gifts.
Well, I think that's all that we've got. Does anybody else want to make any announcements? Anyone give away some free things?
I don't have anything to give away.
And from my
Except for
side.
my adoration if you like our stuff.
So back to you.
Right, all right. So one last thing, as always, if you love tabletop games, be they strategy, war games, or role-playing games, we always encourage you to support your local game shop. For us, we recommend the Guardtower East and West locations. You can find books, minis, all kinds of things there for your gaming hobby. You can also find an amazingly thriving community of fellow gamers there, so it's kind of nice on that as well, that you can actually meet new people that are interested in the same things that you are. However, if you like the convenience of shopping from home, you can browse all their wares at theguardtower.com. Again, theguardtower.com. So check them out on that. And I do believe that does wrap up everything that we have here on the business side of things. So, anybody ready to throw some dice tonight?
Yeah.
All right, very good. We'll see you here in a few moments after the intro.
Oh, good, good.
Oh, you guys are already throwing the dice. Wait a second.
That's because we already put the intro in there.
Once the seat of economic and political power in the Northern Territories, the city of Granitegard fell in one catastrophic moment of terror and bloodshed. In the quiet hours of the night, the massive granite mesa that served as the city's namesake exploded violently, the debris reducing entire swaths of the city to ruin. Before the inhabitants could even comprehend what had happened, they were blindsided by an army of monstrosities surging from the sewers and into the city streets. The militia valiantly attempted to protect the fleeing citizens, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming tide of bloodthirsty creatures. And in the midst of the chaos, the city gates slammed shut, turning Granitegard into a death trap for anyone that remained behind the high, fortified walls that had been meant to protect them. For over a decade, it has stood as silent as a tomb, and shrouded in a perpetual mist. No one has entered, and nothing human has ever come out. That is, until now. 12 years to the day since the fall of Granitegard, the Trader's Gate has opened. The news has spread like wildfire across the human crescent. and like a siren's call, fortune hunters from far and wide have been drawn by the possibility of untold riches lying just inside the city walls, daring the foolish and the brave to risk it all at a chance of wealth beyond their wildest dreams. It has also stirred the interest of old rivals, with no one from the original bloodline to claim the mantle of leadership of Granitegard. Plans are forming in the dark. Powerful forces seek to play their games of state, as the lives of everyone in the north hangs in the balance. And in the midst of this all, 6 strangers have been drawn to Granitegard by something other than riches or power. Their destiny is tied to the events surrounding the fall of the city. Each of them must confront the past in order to find a way forward. Each of them must search for answers in the doomed city of Granitegard.
That's how it feels.
All the time, dude. I've got 50 years of people butchering my last name, baby.
Wait, is that your name wrong?
I think this was a first for
Oh,
Rob.
man.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Well, there goes the
Your
Reverend
name sounds like
Goodberry
it should have a D.
tonight.
I think get my name wrong too, of all
It's
names.
all good, dude. Like
They
I said,
just
after
call
50
me
years,
names,
it's awesome when
so-
people like try to say my name in a professional setting.
Goodbye, everyone.
saw me.
Oh, we're on? Welcome back. So, yes, thank goodness this is going to be edited in post, right? Okay, well, let's go ahead and do a quick recap before we jump into tonight's episode here. As our story began, 6 strangers were drawn to Newtown, a settlement that is on the ridge overlooking the dead city of Granitegard in the plains below. Each of them has come with a secret reason of their own. And as if by providence, a wealthy benefactor by the name of Versigalis Rex recruited these strangers and tasked them with discovering what had befallen the city of Granitegard. Returning from the buried chambers below the streets of the shambles, our brave adventurers had spent several days recuperating in the safety of Newtown. And it was during this time that Katya, the mother of one of the children they had saved from the goblins, told the party about a secret passageway into Granitegard, hidden beneath the base of the lower garrison tower. Realizing that this would be the most advantageous route for them to get into Granitegard to actually discover what might be going on there, the group went to make their way to the tower. However, before they could do so, the party was detoured to save the lumber mill from a dragon. They were able to successfully track down this creature and put it into it. However, they discovered that there was much more to this than they had first thought. But before they could dwell too long on the matter, a military contingent from the Concordance of the Silver Plains arrived to distract them further from that. And as our heroes were shocked to learn, King George had arrived with this contingent. They were even more so amazed when he had announced his legitimate claim to the throne. The citizens of Newtown flocked to King George's banner as they were moved by his words and promises to retake their home, and even more so, they were moved by the 50 gold pieces apiece that they received to swear loyalty to his cause. And as King George and the Concordance began to set about the city of Newtown and solidify their hold, the party was invited to come see Lord Arundel at his estate. And it turned out to be quite a reunion for both Anna and the Reverend there, as Lord Arundel proved to be a childhood friend for both of them. He did pledge to aid our heroes in any way possible, revealing that he was actually the head of the Eyes of the North, which was the remnants of a spy network that had served the sovereigns of Granitegard before the fall. At Lord Arundel's urging, the party used this distraction caused by King George's forces to slip out of town and seek out the secret passage in the lower garrison tower. For the second time, as they made their way down to the tower, the party caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure of a woman in black, and this sent Skeech into quite a near panic attack.
That was fine.
The party discovered that the tower was not empty, and they had to use stealth and subterfuge to locate the secret passage that Katya had told them about. Taking the secret stairwell down below the tower and into a passageway, the party was reminded of the structure of the buried chambers by the way the passageway was laid out. They had little choice of which way to go, but unfortunately, as they followed it on, they discovered that the way was blocked by a solid wall of stone, and sticking out from beneath the solid wall of stone was an arm clutching a locket, yes, just like so. The arm itself belonged to Sir Gyndren, and he materialized in his ghostly form. And he did recognize Vaughn and accidentally revealed that Vaughn was carrying a secret this whole time. Vaughn was actually the true heir to the sovereignty of Granitegard. And the knight did promise to raise the sealed entrance. Unfortunately, he asked them to return a locket to his wife so that he may rest in peace and she may have some closure to his long disappearance. But there was a slight catch. The locket had been stolen by a thief who ended up getting eaten by a creature known as the Collector, and it had hidden itself away somewhere in the shambles. Having encountered this Collector before, the party was very eager to go face it down because they had conquered it last time, but as things would turn out, there was much more to that encounter than they had expected in the first place. But in order to go do so, they had to make their way back out of the tower, which was occupied by the Thieves Guild, which had been taken over by an organization called The Way. They were able to defeat Captain Theot, and in the process, they took over the tower and actually ended up recruiting most of the thieves at that point that had been forced to join The Way. So it did work out pretty good for you all in the end there. And looking where they are right now, they had made their way back to Newtown with the locket, and Sir Gyndren and Rose got to have their final farewells. Gyndren told the party that he would rejoin them in the passage. And as the party was starting to head back, under the encouragement of the Reverend Goodberries, they stopped over at the Silver Chalice. Little did they know the Reverend Goodberries had a bit of an ulterior motive, and while he was there, he managed to kick the proverbial hornet's nest. Fortunately, Vaughn was able to shepherd everybody out before things got too terribly bad, but we did get to see Anna and Reverend flex their charms. As the party was heading back to the Red Valerian Inn, they had taken the main route back and turned off onto the side route that led over to the Red Valerian, and just as this happened, Maery revealed a secret to the party that she had been hiding this entire time. And this is where we're picking up this evening.
Questions?
So to reset where we were, the night sky is surprisingly clear, and the rain clouds from the day have moved away due to the brisk winds that are blowing. The moon is nothing more than a tiny sliver in the night sky with a field of stars behind it. So the first times you guys have actually really seen the stars up north here for a bit. However, because there's no cloud cover, the temperatures have dropped significantly, and your exposed skin can feel the cold night air on that, and as you breathe, clouds of your exhale are coming out. And again, as we said, you had just turned off the hard-packed earth from the main circle onto that side route. And as you're looking down, you can see the Arms and Armory just down the route from you there. Just past that is Echo's Tree, and just past that, the Red Valerian. And on either side of the street in alternating patterns are the oil lamps, and they cast these very beautiful amber pools of light. And it's surrounded by dark on each side of those as well. And again, Maery has just turned her head back and brushed away her hair so you can see her ears and hear Echo gasp. And as you all begin to turn around, you see what Maery has done. These ears look just like the elves that you have seen in the historical paintings or in the books of your childhood. And I'm going to need all of you to give me a die roll, please.
Whoa. Okay.
I bet it's fine.
Not us. Yeah, probably
Yes.
not.
Yes.
Not you. We're on the bottom.
Okay, Rod.
Any modifiers?
Vaughn, just go ahead and tell me what you rolled.
15.
15?
10?
10? Oh, you're not here, that's right.
Natural 20.
Echo, natural 20, amazing.
17.
17, nicely done.
Lucky number 13.
Lucky number 13 for you, all right. All of you are able to actually pivot around, and as you do so, you again see those ears and you're like, oh, taken aback by that, but suddenly the world around you begins to take on this very unnatural quality. The air becomes thick and it kind of presses close against you, almost like you're breathing in molasses. The night sound begin to stretch out almost like pulled taffy, create distortions in your perception of reality, almost exaggerated lengths as you're looking at everything. The beating of your heart begins to pound in your ear, but the rhythm begins to slow, for it's bum bum, bum bum, bum bum.
Oh, what was in those drinks?
I didn't
Out of the
drink
pool
the
of shadows
drink.
between the street lights, you see the form of a woman in all black as she emerges.
Oh, no,
Coalescing out of the very fabric of the night. Your mind begins to struggle as you start to try to process the image. But while you can clearly see her, her form dances almost like a desert mirage. The edges of her and details of her blur and buzz. She can only stay stable for a moment or two before it transitions back and forth between that shimmering look. She's tall, well over 6 feet. The dress that she wears is dark as the deepest shadow. It swallows her entire body in the ethereal blackness. Her head is covered by a hood, and the face is obscured by this ghostly white mask that covers only from about here up. It looks very much like a skull. The shoulders of her dress seem to poof out, look like they're made of black raven feathers. And you can see from the cut of the blouse, it comes in very tight, almost like an hourglass waist, and then expands out to a very large skirt in the dress that disappears all the way to, swallows her all the way to the ground. You can't even see her feet. And as she moves, she does not appear to be walking, almost gliding along the ground towards you. She moves preternaturally, soundlessly, and one by one she passes each one of you. Vaughn, you're able to tilt your eyes as you watch her pass, as she moves across. Damon, when she comes to you, she just starts to pass you, then stops and pivots and looks at you. And as she's looking at you, I need you to make another roll, please.
Okay. Roll good, friend.
11.
11. Ooh. These are numbers. So, as she pauses in front of you, she begins to make these arcane symbols in the air. She draws them. You can see them hanging there in the night, almost like these burning embers for a moment, almost like fireflies. And she stretches them around your head. And as she does so, she swallows them up in her hand. And you begin to feel this cold slithering in the back of your mind, almost like these fingers reaching into your memories. And begins to pull out through the front of your head and into her hand for a moment as she looks at something again, tilts her head, and lets it go. And she begins moving forward now. As she passes Damon. So, again, now she comes forward to Echo. And Echo, she stops in front of you. Again, cocking her head. Tracing those same symbols again. I need you to make a roll, please.
14.
14. Okay. So, as she traces those symbols, again, you feel that slithering in your head as well. And the memories again pull forward. Your head is throbbing. However, you catch those memories. It's many years ago for you. Like the world seems to almost fresh and new, like a brand new beginning for you. You're on the slope of a mountain. Your body is like that of a young child. And you can hear wolves baying in the distance, drawn by the smell of blood. You're covered in it. But whose blood is it is a question, and now it's too late. The gnashing of teeth as these beasts bear down on you, begin to tear into your flesh. And then Algar is there, and he drives the wolves away. And you can clearly see his face as he begins to take you into his arms and comfort you, promising that your wounds will be healed before your memory then fades into blackness. And you return back to the woman in front of you. You can't move your mouth, you can't speak. And again, she's almost like she's looking at those memories the same time you were, and she flicks those away. And then pivots to look at Maery. For a moment, she cocks her head back and forth. Her hand touches Mary's chin, tilts the head one direction, tilts it back the other way, and just gives it a slight gentle caress on the cheek. Then she pulls her hand back and thrusts it straight to the center of her chest, about where her heart is, and clutches it for a moment, and then pulls her hand back. At about this moment in time, the world begins to shift and move, and again, in a blink of an eye, the image of the woman is gone. She's no longer standing there, and you see Maery drop to the ground. What do you do?
I'm going to rush forward and put my hands on her and give her some divine healing. Yeah.
How much divine healing are you giving her?
10.
10?
Just, yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. As you begin to channel your divine healing into her, make a roll, please. And it would be a Constitution check.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
Oh, don't let her go.
Oh, no, excellent. Good. Good. Great. Yep, solid. Yeah, con. Is it a saving throw? Doesn't matter.
Yes, it is.
Great. Okay, it's a 5.
It's a 5. Wow. Okay. You take 10 points of damage instead of healing her, and are kicked back about 5 feet on your duff.
Oh, nice.
There's this flash where she is actually literally kicked back away from Maery as she tries to channel holy energy into her.
She has been. She's got. What happened? We gotta try to heal her.
Riv, you gotta do something. Do something.
If that's gonna happen again, give me a second. I'll make an Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
pull out a potion bottle.
16.
16. While you have never exactly seen anything like this yourself, based on your understanding of what might have happened here and the rejection that she received channeling the holy energy, it looks like there might be a curse of some nature possibly on her. That is about as close as you can pin down of what you think has happened here.
Still in the haphazard nature, screaming down. If we try this, it's possible this was a curse of
think
some
I can
kind.
do it again.
You
Okay.
can try again if you want, but it might happen yet again.
It doesn't matter. We gotta try to save her. And so I pull open a potion bottle, and I give it, pour it into her mouth. With my other hand, I'm casting healing word.
Constitution save, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
I'm whispering, and hopefully no one can hear me. The word is please. 13 plus 0 is 13.
13 plus 0.
Hey.
And roll for the healing, please.
Yes. All right. 3 plus 7.
You take 7 points of damage. And you too are kicked back.
I take 7 points of damage. Great. Love that.
Where do we take her? Where do we take her? We at the church? Who? Where? What do we do?
We need to get off the streets first and foremost. This is not something to be doing here.
Okay. I'll pick her up and yeah.
Look for the nearest. So, thinking we gotta get to somewhere out of sight first. We could run back to the Red Valerian, but this might be more timely.
Echo, you were there. The church is corrupt. Are they actually going to help her?
No, if you couldn't, I don't know who can.
Could we get to Wyatt's from here? I know something might have happened, but maybe that's our best.
I want to try to use my vital essence, my hemocraft, and I want to take my health and I want to give it to her. However much it takes.
How much health are you going to try to channel?
Well, I guess up to 53.
My question for you is how much health are you going to channel?
Yeah, 53.
You're going to channel 53?
Yeah.
Make a constitution, please.
Oh no.
12.
12. You take 53 points of damage and drop to 0 hit points.
Well, I have 54.
You have 54? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm hedging my bets here.
Okay. Oh, you're right. I see that. My bad. So yeah, Vaughn literally drops to his knees and is ghostly pale at this point. You can see his veins and his arteries just standing out on his body, just like exaggerated almost. And you are barely clinging to life at this point. Like, it is literally, breathing is difficult, concentration is next to nothing. You are in a terrible state at the moment.
Okay.
Can I do a medicine check on Maery and no magic, just completely biological, just figure out how long she has?
Okay.
Ugh. 9.
Remember
Nine.
when we rolled so good, guys, at the beginning?
As
do
you
remember
check
that.
Mary, mostly because whatever has happened appears to be of some magical or arcane nature, it does interfere with your ability to really pin down what you think is happening. But from the best you can tell, Mary is not either fading nor changing in any way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, she isn't even breathing at this moment.
Oh.
But you can reach down and feel that the heart every so often still goes boom, boom. But it is very elongated between the beats.
She's not breathing, but she's not dead.
So that means she's dying.
Yeah,
Slowly?
it slow. Like she's in asleep. But I don't know how long she has. It can't be long.
Listen, either way, I think we need privacy, and the church won't help. Then we try to back to Arendale's. The Red Valerian is too public.
There is one person, I don't know where he is. Maybe he can help. I don't know how we're gonna find him, but wherever we go, I'll look for the clues. That's all I can do. But with what she told us, that might be our only hope. I don't know anybody else. Well,
We have to get off the streets.
okay.
Vaughn, here, let me help you. And I'm going to help you up and give you 19 points of...
That does not require a constitution.
Great. Good.
That's good.
Eyes glow red.
You can see that the veins and arteries now begin to take on a much more natural state.
Okay.
As you do that. He looks much better. Not quite as pale, but definitely not in the strongest condition.
So where do we go?
Is there anybody watching us?
Ooh. Maybe you should roll.
They failed me.
A 9.
9. Not that you can tell.
I feel pretty comfortable.
Feel pretty nice.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Wyatt's place because I'm worried about him, but I'm also worried that the Concordance fellows might be there.
I didn't like the way Rose spoke.
Yeah.
Lack
think I-
thereof.
Yeah.
I think our only option is to go back to the Red Valerian. We ain't got a lot of places that we're very well liked around here.
That's fair. All right, then let's make our way there. Yeah.
Quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe stick off the main paths.
Yes. I'll carry Mary. Okay.
As you go to pick Mary up, it's very odd. Mary does not weigh much of anything as you lift her up. Like, you could almost one-hand her up.
I'm sure this is a good sign.
How is that a good? Never mind.
Just yeah.
Does that, I know what my role still stands of not being super great earlier, but with the extra information shared, does that lead to any certain types of curses?
It's almost like a stasis.
Sky and I will go ahead and make sure there's nobody waiting for us to kill us. We'll report back. Also, I just need to clear my head a bit. And we'll push kind of 30, 60, 90 feet ahead of the group.
Roll with
looking for
advantage.
anything that will put us in danger.
Can I kind of be like not as far ahead, but more back checking the shadows specifically?
That's excellent. Go ahead and roll with advantage on
25.
that.
For perception.
25?
Yep. Well, 19.
So 15.
15. All right, between the two of you, the street seems to be deserted at this point in time. You have caught it at just the right moment in time, it seems.
I will disguise myself. I turn away for a moment, and when I turn back, I look like a Concordance soldier. In case we
Alright.
get caught. Don't give me that look, Anna. It's still your friend, the Reverend.
Which house did you choose to
necessary.
emulate? The ones you see here are Gallifrey, Hastings, are the two primaries.
It's the House Hastings are the people that we saw at first, so that's who I clocked.
Okay. Somebody has a nasty taste in her mouth.
If you swing your maul at me, Anna, at least warn me ahead of time, but we gotta get out of here.
Carrying Mary right now, so.
Vaughn's gonna
Maybe later.
hang back like 20 or 30 feet, so I was around like traveling in like the 3 or 4 throng of people who are
Okay.
left, and making sure that no one's coming up behind
So
us.
we have Echo, Sky, and Damon ahead. Damon trailing behind Echo and Sky. You are with Anna, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
How are you carrying Mary? You just like walking her along, floating, or you got her standing upright? Or how you doing?
Yeah, I guess I was thinking, like just like in my arms, I guess, since she's light right now, yeah.
Very light.
Mhm.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
carrying Mary, all right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Do a full
Vaughn is
weekend at
trailing
Bernie's.
behind?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so you all, first people arrive at the Red Valerian, and you could hear from the inside that there's definitely some people and such in there. It is, at this point in time, most of what you're hearing in there is kind of some laughter and some people, like some conversation. You're not really hearing a whole lot of clanking of dishes or things like that, like people are eating, because again, it's probably about 9 o'clock or so at night at this point. Again, this, actually, no, probably it's about 10 o'clock at night at this point. So people are definitely winding down as far as the streets and stuff like that go. Inside you're heading, or
Do we want to go the back way?
as you all move around to the back side of the building? Again, you didn't see anybody on your route there as you go. In through the back door you head at that point. Again, there's that long hallway that would take you right to the front desk and the main set of stairs that go up. So that is the only way that you have to get up to where the rooms and such like that are.
Oh, Mary, why did you have so much to drink at the Silver Chalice? I'm gonna just be talking as we walk by the desk. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back alley, but I'm gonna attempt to stealth and hide. I'm gonna remain out there for another couple of minutes.
Go ahead and give me your check.
Not this one anymore.
Yeah.
Give that.
Yeah. There we go.
You're gonna run out of
So,
D20s.
11. It wasn't
11?
a 1, but an 11.
Okay. All right. You tuck yourself into a hiding spot, but you're not. You're like, yeah. The problem is getting into it really wasn't you made a lot of noise. You bumped into a trash can or something. Dang it.
Just in case.
Can we, when we pass the room, are we able to see the patrons that are still eating and drinking and all that?
As you come out into the way the Red Valerian is laid out, if you would come through the front door, or where you are coming through the back, in this case, off to the right-hand side would be where the tavern is. There's a set of stairs that lead down, just a short set, and off to the right is where the tavern swings out. You can see that there are several booths that are occupied. Most of the noise seems to be coming from one table of 3 would-be adventurers. That seems to be where the conversation, the drinking, and the clanking is going on. Apparently they're very happy about something that has just transpired. Outside of that, there may be 2 or 3 other people in there. Almost completely empty for the most part. Zilda is moving about, and she sees you all as you're coming through that lobby area, and she looks at you and makes this motion to the stairs, pointing up.
Is there something on the stairs? Is that what she's motioning at?
I don't know. She's looking at you. She's like,
I would like to look at the stairs.
Is that in character? Did
there's
you
nothing
go
that you
for
can see on
something?
the stairs.
I guess I'm with, no, where are you?
I think I was just walking in, and then because we're behind those
Oh.
guys, so we'll just.
Can I-
Ooh.
Yeah.
You weren't with them. Sorry. You guys came. That's right. You came in together.
Yeah.
Oh well. Sorry. I forgot about that. Does
Oh.
change something
No,
as you are there,
yeah.
and she looks over and sees you and Mary, and then sees the Concordant soldier, and she's looking at you with her eyes very wide, like that, and she's like,
But I whisper to her, it's really me, the Reverend Goodberries.
oh, okay. So the look of concern immediately fades away with this kind of huh?
Yeah.
And then sees
It looked like that, yeah.
like a big.
Exactly, yes.
She's like,
I'm convinced.
oh, and she also gives you the.
Oh, excellent. Yes. Well, I guess we'll just be retiring this evening.
So up the stairs you tromp, and as you come out, you see Reverend, and you see Anna and Mary heading up the stairs, and Zilda also looks at you, motioning very quickly for you.
Can I scan the faces of the guests that are still there?
Yes, absolutely.
14.
14. As you look through very, very quickly, you do recognize the party of adventurers. They were here on your first day. You haven't seen them for quite a bit, and it looks like they may have had some success in something they were doing down there, because they are celebrating a whole lot and throwing around some gold. The other people in the tavern there do seem to be the local drunks.
That table is our characters if we all die. If we get
Yeah.
GP.
Yeah, that's true.
That's our characters.
Contingencies, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go upstairs.
Upstairs you head. Echo,
Yeah, I'll follow.
there you go. And are you going to stay outside?
I stand there for 10 minutes.
All right.
I'm gonna lead the way up the stairs just in case we encounter any friends up there.
So as you all get up to the top of the stairs, you two are the first are heading down, and then up comes Damon, and then Echo behind you with Sky. And just as you're about ready to go to your room, Delphine walks out from around one of the corners, and she goes, this way, and motions you to head down one of the other hallways.
Can I look at her expression, her mannerisms, figure out if this is panic, fear, or urgency? Is this positive or
Yeah, so you
negative?
can go ahead and, yeah, go ahead.
Oof. That is
An
an 8.
An 8.
Yikes.
Yes to all of that.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh.
You just see Echo's eyes get kind of big, with anticipation, and starts grabbing his sword.
she's like, come, quickly.
All right, we follow. Yeah.
As she takes you down, you go to a different section of the Red Land that you have not been in before. And this area is actually nicer than the area where you all were in. And she takes you off to a side room and opens the door, and she's like, we moved your stuff in here. She's like, they have someone that keeps coming and checking on that room.
Who is they, Delphine? Also, you've been holding out on us. This room is nice.
Yeah, well, you have to talk to my mom about that. I think you'll pretty much get me to pay for her, so.
Persicalis.
Anyway.
Rex.
Would you, if you don't get in the room quickly, this is probably not gonna be all that secret anyway, so.
Very well.
Into the room, everybody.
We go in the room.
Yeah, we go into the room. Yeah.
Close the door to the
Don't drink
room.
anything.
It actually has 2 sections to it. It has a front living room type of area, and then it has a bedroom area. Unfortunately, the bedroom area only has 1 giant bed in it. But the living room area has 2 couch setups in it. So, and it is large enough, that you could roll out some bedrolls, something, that sort of thing, and you can see the pot in the corner in the room is where your stuff has all kind of been brought in from the other room itself. And Delphine closes the door very quickly and heads off.
There's nobody in here?
Just you all.
Well, I was gonna ask her what this was all about, but she was in an awful hurry.
The door, it's unlocked still, right?
Yeah, you can lock it and unlock it.
Is there a window to exit?
There is a window that looks out into the street, but right now the blinds, so the curtains have been drawn.
Okay.
It's got a double set of curtains.
All right, we have 2 exits in case we're trapped in here and we've been betrayed. I don't think we have been, but I'm suspicious of everything right
You're
now.
on the 3rd floor of the building, by the way.
I can try to go ask her what your question.
As in what?
Yes.
What in the one guy is going on here?
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth out of the room.
Vaughn, you come into the building, and you're coming through the
Oh.
back door right at this point.
Yes. Okay.
So-
Do I see anyone in that back kitchen area?
What you do see is Delphine comes, as you see across where your hallway would have been, and into the tavern.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm just attempting as discreetly as possible to go up to what I believe is our room.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Mary down on the bed and be like, "Where's Vaughn?"
Very good question.
Can I stealth out of the room? Because I wanted to attempt to go catch Delphine before she went downstairs to
Okay.
ask her questions.
Go ahead and give me your stealth.
23.
Wow, that's pretty solid. Okay, so you don't see Delphine across the hall there. Delphine gets to the stairs before you finally catch up and is quite scared as Damon, who's pretty much going to step out of the shadows, she's like, whoa! She's like, you're supposed to be back in the room.
Yes, but we have questions.
I understand. See, Tom's coming up in just a few minutes. I gotta go let him know.
Fine. And then I guess slink back into the shadows and crab walk my way back to the room.
Damon kind of steps back into the shadows, and as she watches you step back, she like, and hurries downstairs real fast.
So
And you do
Bob-
see Delphine pass by. Yeah, exactly. It's like Homer Simpson back into the. So Vaughn, you do see Delphine walk past at this point, hurrying along into the tavern.
I'm doing my best just to discreetly and hurriedly make my way up the stairs and go to what I think is my room.
By the rules of this spell, if I'm familiar with the target, then I can cast the message through walls and things. Would you say I'm familiar with Vaughn at this point?
Let me think about that. Yes.
Okay. So I whisper into
Yeah.
the unknown. Psst, Vaughn. Hey. If you're here, don't go into our room. You gotta come. And I give him directions to come down the secret hallway. They got us put us
reaching towards that.
They got us put up in the nice part of the hotel. Something big is going on. Get over here.
You mean they were holding out on us?
I know, but we'll talk about it when you get back.
I'm coming, thank you.
This is going to be reflected in my review.
Yield.
So, Vaughn, as you turn away from the doorknob, you hear this very heavy set of footsteps coming up the stairs, and you see Tom's big form, just bulky, massive guy. And the hallway didn't look small before, but now it looks really small.
Yeah.
Even Skeech probably couldn't scoot around him just because, again, he's just Big Tom for a reason. He sees you with a very
Big
surprised
Tom.
look at his face. He's like, boy, follow me, come on. Or actually, you go to the right, I'll follow behind you, but go to the right.
It seems to keep on going.
Yeah. As you turn, you go to the right, up a set of stairs, and now you're up on the 3rd floor. He's like, into the hall, go.
Okay, understood.
I'm assuming I told everybody that Big Tom was coming up to talk to us.
Those of you that are inside the room know Big Tom is coming, even though he's trying to be stealthy. You can't help the floorboards creaking under that much weight. Door opens up, you see Vaughn come through, and Big Tom comes in behind him and closes the door. So you all have definitely been people of interest, that's for sure.
Yes, I'm very interested. Thank you for noticing.
Well,
More than usual, Rev.
so there's been an envoy coming by from the church asking about this fellow named Emmerich, and then asking about Maery.
What did he look like?
He's a kind of a smarmy looking fella, skinny.
Does it sound like the description of the guy from the church that we met?
Oh, no, we already know who he is. No.
Okay.
This is some emissary from the church, like from up north from the Concordance area. Very haughty individual, seems very full of himself, young fella, as a matter of fact. And then we had 2 individuals from the Concordance popping in here asking some questions as well.
Well, gee, I wonder why they'd be on the lookout for Maery.
Well,
quite honest,
the
it's not
Concordance
what I
folks
expected.
wasn't looking for Maery, as a matter of fact. They were asking some questions about you, Anna.
Oh, really? Wonderful. Did they happen to leave their name or a calling card or just really any way?
Nope. If we found anything out, we're supposed to come visit them up at the Great Hall there.
Oh,
Obviously, we didn't find anything out or heard nothing.
fantastic.
Matter of fact, we didn't even know when y'all left. You just took your stuff and disappeared one evening.
Thank you.
Anything for a sovereign. And then he gives you a bit of a bow. He's like, I do apologize, son. I've definitely been holding out on you a bit. So, yes, Dale told us who you were and did confirm who I thought, but I know you were wise to not want to reveal that to anybody.
Well, I appreciate you sharing this understanding. I'm afraid we can't explore this much further. We have seemingly more pressing issues as I kind of point over to wherever Maery is.
He turns and looks, he's like, what's wrong with your friend?
We don't know exactly. Some curse of some kind. Did you
Something
all see what I
Beyond the
saw?
natural world. It's bad.
In the figure.
Is that the one Skeech was talking about?
I barely saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Do I remember what happened in that?
The memory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I remember?
No, unfortunately, you didn't, you weren't able to keep the recollection of whatever she pulled out of you.
That thing reached into my head and pulled out memories I didn't know I had. But I think I got off easy. Whatever it did to Maery, why did it treat her any differently? We didn't have any time to ask her. She finally told us who she was, and
something or someone did not like that.
I was gonna say, it feels awfully coincidental that in the moment that she revealed her identity to us, this fate befell her.
Yes, clearly, Big Tom, that she's the daughter of Sir Emmerich. Like, that was shocking news.
I know I'm not the smartest man, and I did take a couple of knocks to the head
Yeah.
back in my soldiering days.
Yes.
What are you talking about? What woman in black? What figure?
those of the underworld speak of this woman who is in power amongst the goblins and the kind of other creatures. They describe her almost like a nightmare, and I think we saw her. We've been seeing her, but this is the first time we've come face to face. And we were spared, but Maery was not.
I've seen individuals fearful of others, and when our traveling companion, Skeech, shared, it was a deeper fear than I've seen before.
But we just keep collecting enemies, don't we?
Look, I don't know much about this. Zilda's pretty good at knowing some more of the stuff than I do, so y'all just keep the door locked and I'll send her up here, and maybe she can help you all figure something out. Again, it's you know, she does dabble in some of the healing arts and things like that a bit, but you know.
The individuals that you said were coming and asking questions about
Yes.
some of us, did they ever come into this room? Do you know who's been in this room for the past several days?
In the room currently that you're in right
Yes.
now, nobody. This room itself, basically, we just kind of took off the books for a bit. So now your room that fellas keep just standing around at the top of the stairs every so often that we have to keep chasing off. I do think those were part of that Thieves Guild group.
The Thieves Guild or the Way?
Well, they're about one and the same right now.
Not anymore. We've met some of the folks from the Thieves Guild, and we've established a splinter organization of the Thieves Guild, as it were.
Those that were more so conscripted into service rather than by choice. They work for us, with us now.
And after I just said that, I had like a realization. Reverend has a sort of realization. Guess I became the leader of the Thieves Guild after all, despite my best efforts.
He looks at you, are you serious, boy?
As serious as I am about anything.
Let me see. He looks you over again. He's like,
Oh, pardon me. Anna, did you want to take a swing at me real quick before I dissipate my disguise?
No, that's fine.
All right. Well, I wouldn't fault you for it. And then I click my heels back to the Reverend Goodberries.
who are your folks?
My folks was the owners of the Slobbering Ogre.
And his eyes get very large at that point.
Yep.
You're that boy? You were just a dirty little urchin last time I saw you.
Well, some folks in our present company think I'm not much more than a dirty little urchin to this very day.
Who of our present company?
Mostly I was talking about all of you, I guess, but being self-deprecating.
I see.
That's when you, never mind, I'll explain
You're
to you
quite
later.
tall.
You
Yeah.
never wondered why there was always a basket of bread sitting out by that back door? Here at the inn?
Well, I know I wasn't very curious about it. I was just happy to have it.
Yeah, we're all a little worried about you. Your mom did good after your dad died, but do apologize for your loss, son.
Well,
Death in the family is never a good thing.
no. But
Now, I don't know all the dealings that are going on, but I do know you have made yourself one powerful enemy. So,
oh, just one?
well, I guess you made yourself a whole slew of powerful enemies, but this one's dangerous.
Who's it
He's a
this
snake?
Who's it this time?
Sep,
Oh, yeah. Well, we knew about her.
you watch yourself. You end up with a blade someplace you ain't gonna want it.
I'm gonna end up with a blade in me one way or the other. It's whether it's gonna happen now or a long time from now.
Well, as long as you stay here, we can protect you within these walls a bit, but trust me, what you gotta do, I'm sure you'll be putting yourself out there right where she wants you.
My idea is if I make enough noise, then she will come to me, and then that's right where I want her.
Go I can
Because
assure
then
you
I'm gonna
something
put-
will be coming for you.
I'm
Let me
gonna
go
put-
get Zilda though. Your friend definitely needs something more than some orders right now.
Right, some kind of a curse, Vaughn, you said?
I'm unfamiliar with the type of the kind, but I believe so.
We need she's a cleric. We need someone who, I mean, she's the other cleric. We need someone who has the ability to dispel curses. I can't do that.
Tom moves to the door. Zilda will be right back. And he steps out. You can hear him move down the hallway.
Why do we think they're even looking for Maery? I mean, whatever this thing has got to her first, but this emissary, they're looking for her father. He was spotted here days ago.
months ago, just before the doors opened, right?
Yeah.
No, he said that they were looking after you.
Oh no, two from the Concordance were looking for me, but
Quite popular, most of us,
yeah.
it seems, these days.
So how many of us would that make on the run? You, not me. I came here. They're running from me. About you on the run?
I don't think so.
They're looking for you too.
Who?
I'm gonna pull out
What?
Theod's book that I got.
Let me see
from-
that.
I'm gonna pass it over to Echo.
Oh my god, they are looking for me. How do they know who I am? How recent is that? Did they date it?
Am I able to tell how recent it is by like the worn pages and like the ink on the page?
You would say relatively new, within the past couple of weeks.
Then they must have seen me.
How about you, Vaughn? You got hunters chasing after you as well?
Well, not exactly. I would say more so the running thing. I've been running from my responsibilities for quite some time, but that's different than I think what you all are sharing.
While we're talking, I just want to go over and make sure that Mary's ears are covered before Zilda comes in. Mhm.
No problem. You get Mary's
Great.
ears all covered up there. And a few moments later, there's a knock at the door, a much more gentle knock than you think Big Tom was probably capable of. It's me. It's Zilda. Quick, please.
Opens, peers through.
You see
Checks
Zilda
out.
smiling at you. She comes in, her hair is bouncing like normal. She's like, doesn't seem to be quite as happy as before. She's like, well, I'm glad you kind of got my notion to come up here quickly, but yes, there's been quite a few inquiries about you all here. And Tom says something's wrong with Mary. Says that
We believe to be a curse of some kind.
a curse of some kind.
We've tried waking her, various means, various
Mhm.
methods, and so far nothing has sufficed.
She comes over and sits by Mary's side, begins checking her over.
Be careful.
She's like, she's like, that is definitely very dark magic. That is, oh my goodness, that is quite unholy. Yes, well, I don't know anything here in Newtown that could help you with that. But, that being said, we do have a very, very, very good woman that deals with more medicinal herbs and such, that has quite a bit of knowledge. And I dare say that she seems to practice some lost arts, most probably. We keep it quite quiet because she's helped so many people in the town with the knowledge that she has, but there's a plant that grows, they did grow within Granitegard over in the King's Woods that could be beneficial to you. Yes.
Which plant?
It's a spare root.
Am I familiar with it?
Yes, you've seen that before. It is something that basically wherever it would grow within the King's Wood, within Granitegard, would be protected by soldiers day and night. It was a very rare herb, and nobody knows why it grew there. And it would grow very spontaneous and only last for a short period of time, but would, wherever one died, another one would pop up somewhere within the wood.
We can find it. We can save her.
I can't guarantee that, but it's the best shot that you've got, unless one of you knows how to counter something like this.
And we need to find this woman you spoke of. She's
Oh, no, you
Stay.
can get the herb and I will bring you to her. She's right here in town.
okay.
The Dulles, they have a shop here in town.
So should we use the herb to make a healing salve or a potion?
She would be able to do so. And I do believe that might be something that could counter what has happened. The herbalist shop is over by the bakery there, right by Rose's.
And she accepts gold for her services.
She would definitely do it for somebody else.
She'll be compensated appropriately.
I do think that you will find them very loyal to the original line. So, gold, I don't think that's going to mean a whole lot to them. They don't seem to be that kind of folks.
Like I said, we'll remember this.
Yes, I would definitely recommend that. that you, I don't know how long the stasis is gonna last. I don't know how long she'll be in this condition. So I can't tell you whether time is of the essence or not. But I would certainly, if it was my friend, try to expedite the process.
Understood. We go right away, skip the sleep. Use the cover of the night.
Yeah, yep.
I say we have a couple of options here. Gather ourselves, take a moment, make sure that we're making a sound decision here, and chart our path. I know where we're going, but I don't know what it is now. But still, let's take an hour, two, and gather any supplies we might need. Can you help us? I don't think it's best if we leave currently.
If you give me a list of what you need, I will find a way to get it taken care of for you.
Thank you.
You all look like you could use some rest.
Zelda, do you think that Maery is, do we have time? Is she gonna fade?
As far as I can tell with this type of, what, again, this is not my specialty or forte, but it looks like she is immobilized for a reason I don't know. I don't understand what or why, but again, she's not breathing, but her heart has continued to beat.
It's impossible, but it's happening.
I know that it's sort of my signature to go off half-cocked, but perhaps we should take a rest and get ourselves together before we run off in search of this herb.
Yes.
But what if she dies while we're asleep? We don't know how this works. That could be it.
Well,
It's
Echo,
true.
if we run off and we're tired and Vaughn still looks a little rough, if we run off and we die in Granitegard, which we all know is possible, then Mary's chances decrease significantly.
I am very sorry to place that burden upon you, but she is right. I mean, that city fell to whatever evil is inside of there. And in the condition you're in right now, I don't know what you found, but you obviously have not even gotten into that city, and you look like you've been drugged through the mud quite a bit. If you excuse my judgment on that, I might recommend that you take a bit of time to rest. We'll get the supplies together. You tell us what you need, and we'll get those for you.
Our list.
Zelda, before you go, Rose mentioned that that something might have happened with Wyatt, and I'm sure we just misunderstood. I'm sure everything's fine, but have you heard anything, Lord Arundel?
Not that I am aware of. I know that the Concordance has certainly been interested in him. But outside of that, I don't know really a whole lot. I mean, I just hear some rumors at this point.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, I mean, anybody that seems to have been connected to any of the old guard seems to have come under some scrutiny.
What of King George and the soldiers that still bear the insignia of Granitegard? Has King George left the hall? Have they been in the streets?
Actually, there seems to be a bit of a difference in how King George treats the citizens versus how the Concordance seems to be treating them. George actually has taken the time to pay for maybe some repairs for some people's houses, has settled up some debts for some other individuals, and in general, everywhere he goes, he seems to be very kind to the people that he runs into. And his soldiers certainly seem to be treating them much better than the Concordance folks do, but they are still working together very closely, so I don't know what that says about it.
It's more than I anticipated, and I'm glad to hear it.
So, what do you need?
Some rest.
Yeah.
Perhaps food that will last and won't perish in case we're stuck in the city for longer than anticipated. Survival gear, disguises that can get us through the city, and maybe a new collar for Sky.
Okay. A new color for Sky.
If it's not too much of a burden, if you could reach out to this herbalist and see if they have any items on hand which may be beneficial for us in case we find ourselves in a scrap. Consider it a forward.
All right. I will do what I can on that.
Thank you.
I'm actually going to probably check a little bit with Tom. He's a bit more versed in the field of combat, so he might know some things that might help you out within that city there. But we'll do the best we can for you, okay? And don't worry. Are you all hungry? I can get some food up here for you as well. Can't really take much of an order, but I can tell you, I can send up what we have that's already prepared.
Fantastic, yeah.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
You're very welcome. And she ducks back out of the room. Maybe 20 minutes later, up comes the grandmother and Delphine, and they bring in some biscuits, and they bring in some chicken noodle soup, and some other trimmings. You can tell it's kind of the end of the evening with the leftovers, that sort of thing, but it definitely is more than enough to fill you all up and give you nice, satisfied bellies, which does make it easier to drift off into sleep.
Before going to sleep, simply want to take about an hour or more if necessary. There is one person I know who probably has decent information on these types of curses, Thresh specifically. And so I want to spend about an hour meditating if possible and see if I can either connect and contact Thresh and or the patron that's granted some of the more recent changes.
Interesting. Go ahead and give me a roll, and whatever stat that connects you to that, use that as your bonus.
It'll be a 29.
29. All right. You begin your meditation. Anybody else doing anything?
Well, I actually wanted to talk to Vaughn, but he's busy.
You see Vaughn is sitting there, and he does not respond at all to any input that is going on right now. He seems to literally be a shell where he's sitting.
Have I read in any of the books that I encountered at the place where I received my magical training? Encountered any rituals such as this? Could I be able to understand what he's doing?
I will let you roll on that. Use a history.
History, all right.
Actually, no. Use arcane. Use arcane.
All right. 10.
He is obviously knee-deep in some form of meditation. And see, you're guessing that it almost feels like he's trying to connect to something, but outside of that, it just, for whatever reason, you just can't pull that information back out of your head. Maybe it's because you're so tired right now.
Mm-hmm. All
It's
right.
been a long day. Anyone else doing anything at this moment?
I would like to sneak out of the room, and I want to watch for maybe an hour or two to see if anybody from the Way or the Concordance comes to our old room.
Okay.
Well played.
19.
19. All right. You are lurking in the shadows of the hall there. Basically, you are looking from the third story down to the second story down that stairwell, the hallway that leads straight to where your room would be, and there'd be a turn that would take you down that hall and then to the stairs that would lead down. So your room, that old room is right there in that corner, which gives you a nice hidden vantage from where you're sitting.
I got a 16, actually. I misread my dice.
Oh, you have a 16?
Yeah.
This changes everything.
Uh-oh.
You do see a younger boy make his way, maybe 12, 13, up to the top of the stairs. You hear the creaking of footsteps, and all of a sudden he appears in that little sliver of the hallway, kind of walks past the door, eyeballing it, then kind of rotates back around, kind of leans up against the wall and looks out the window of the hall, just outside, and then you can see that he's kind of leaning towards the door, obviously trying to listen to hear if there's anything in there. After a few moments, he just mows he's back out of sight. Obviously you hear him go down the stairs, and he's gone. It was not Pavis.
Pavis better not be stinking out. We got curfew for
Yeah,
him back
right,
in the
yeah,
tower.
That was either
I thought I would
Davis or
add that because I'm
James.
like, it was not Pavis.
While Vaughn is meditating, Echo will kind of find Anna, and he's kind of looking at Vaughn, and he says to her, I understand that most of the historical texts were written by the victor.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
So, now that we know what we know about him, what does that mean with George? Do you know what will happen?
I have no idea, Echo. I mean, George has a lot of force behind him right now, and like politically, gold. Like, I mean, just who knows what could go on. I mean, and Vaughn right now, like, we're relatively unknown. We've done a couple good things, but
Yeah.
we're not in what I would call a strong position, politically speaking. Seeing as we're hiding in a room on the 3rd floor and our only ally is rumored to be, like, you know, so it's just like we're not, yeah, I'd say we could improve, there's a lot we could do to improve our position.
But he has a chance, otherwise they wouldn't be smoking out all of our allies, the people who
Mhm.
would support the old
Yes.
bloodlines.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
So, assuming we can save Maery,
Yeah.
then what?
Then what? I mean, then we get to the city, we establish legitimacy for the claim, and then or try trying, I guess, really. Yeah.
It's difficult,
Yeah, but possible.
but possible.
Mm-hmm.
Highly impractical.
Mm-hmm.
We'll likely all die and be forgotten,
Yes, that's true.
but possible.
But possible. And, you know, we'll have really committed to something. And I think that what we've seen of Vaughn and what we've seen of George and the Concordance, like, I really think that I believe in what we're doing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, also, if we're going to die and be forgotten, what a good group to do it with, you know? I think we're, yeah.
I've never done it before, so
Right?
can't disagree.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay, well,
yep,
Vaughn for the throne.
yep.
So, Vaughn, as you begin to channel inward and begin to meditate, you can feel yourself clearing all the thoughts and all the doubts that are going on. Breathing becomes very slow and relaxed. Again, you begin channeling deeper and deeper into yourself. And as you do so, all of the sensory input around you begins to drift further and further away until literally it is just this empty blackness. And then you'll feel like almost a rushing sensation. And the first thing you can hear are some sounds of birds. You've not heard that particular call for quite some time. And the air begins to smell very reminiscent of a place you spent many years. And as you open your eyes, you can see the particular trees around you are bent and kind of twisted in a particular way. And you are in the blood grove again. And we're going to take a break and come back. And when we return, we'll see what happens to Vaughn. And we're live. Welcome back.
Welcome back to
Alright.
being live.
So as we last left off there, Vaughn had appeared in the Crimson Grove, not the Blood Grove. My bad, even though that's a really good
The locals
first
call
album
it
apparently for
different
somebody.
things.
So the Crimson Grove. So again, you open your
Pronunciation.
eyes and you look around, and here you are, the Crimson Grove.
I'm sure it's fine.
What do you do, Vaughn?
This is gore.
Do I see anything?
As you're looking about right now, no. You are literally right at the entrance, that strange archway, the way the trees form, that would lead you down to where Thresh would be.
And do I have full use of all my movement and faculties? and
You
everything?
feel like you're literally right there, like you physically feel like you're in the grove.
Well, I guess I'll stand up and just make my way forward to where I know the cottage. It's-
As you move down the corridor of trees, that arching way they have, you come to the clearing where Thresh had built his home and where he had spent all those years training. And you can see that the house that he had built has been burned to the ground. And you can see where several trees have been torn up and erected and it's crossed like this, and his body is stretched out up on it, and it looks like they have done somebody has done horrific things to him. And as you feel very saddened at the loss of your mentor, the head lifts up, and with lifeless eyes, they flutter open and look at you. He says, welcome back. I guess you weren't quite expecting to see me this way.
Well, you open with welcome back.
Yeah, well, I'm not going anywhere, as you can see.
Do you care to explain yourself?
Well, I got caught off guard by apparently somebody quite interested in you. Looks like,
No, you don't get caught off guard.
Yeah, well, happens to the best of us, son. So, looks like you were tangling with some very dirty, dirty things over there in Granitegard.
There's like this washing of disbelief that first and foremost, he's in some meditative trance having a conversation with Thresh, who is apparently not in the state that they left them. Hold on. What do you know? Who came looking for me?
Tall, broad, about 6 foot tall, maybe a little bit taller than that, somewhere right in that spot. Fancy dresser, wielding all kind of necrotic magic. Not a good day for me. Wasn't quite ready for that. Matter of fact, I was actually having my first bath in 6 months. Not a good time, as you can see. Well, they didn't give me time to put any clothes on either.
I wasn't going to mention it, but yes, I see. Thresh, can we just back up just a hot second here? How are you still able to speak? How is this happening?
Well, it's not really happening. This is
I'm
just...
I'm not ready for this conversation.
You reached out, and this is a bit of this as far as reality, and a bit of that as far as your brain processing what's happening here. You're kind of dipping into a bit of the spiritual at this point. So, you're the one that wanted to trade for this power, and now you got it. I told you it'd be a dark and dirty place. Nothing comes for free, son.
Yes, but you know very well why I agreed to do this.
Oh, I do. I respect you. That's why I taught you what I taught you. But I told you it would come with a price, and I'm paying mine right now. So you came here asking about your friend? And I can tell you it's the same sort of deal. Again, very dark necrotic magic. She's in a stasis. Looks like somebody's got her marked for something else.
Wait, do you have reason to believe it's the very same individual?
Well, seeing as how I don't know any tall, 6 foot women dressed in all black like that come looking for me, no, I would have to assume that has something to do with you.
It's a big place, Thresh. It's a big place.
Yeah, especially since she was asking about you.
Do you know of anything I can do in the interim while we look for a permanent cure? We don't know how much time they have left.
Oh, you got plenty of time, son.
Are you sure about this? I wasn't able to make heads or tails of the type of curse.
Well, don't worry. Eventually you'll get a little more experience under your belt. I'm sure you can figure things out down the road here. But yeah, again, they've got her marked. Somebody plans on doing something with her later on. I would say they might even have some designs in that little town that you're in right now.
The wheels are turning, Thresh, and everyone seems to have some play of what's going on. And the group that I travel with, we're doing our best just to make it from one day to the next at this point.
Oh, yeah. You're definitely in yourself a big mess there.
Thank you, Thresh.
I would have to say, son, as much as you feel it's all on your shoulders, what's going on is greater than you. You're just a tiny part of what's happening.
I don't claim to be bigger than I am, but I expected, well, I didn't expect this.
Yeah, well, I guess that makes 2 of us. About this time his jaw falls off. Okay.
Stop. Can I send someone from the village to take care of this? You can just nod, Thresh. You don't have to answer this. Actually, in fact, please don't answer this. It's unsettling. Thresh, we spent several years, and you taught me some things, yes, but you were the only individual who I thought I could lean on to help me understand what was happening, where I go from here. Can I get you a pin or something?
Huh?
Do I just like happen to have my magical spin, a magical quill, still with me in this spiritual realm?
Unfortunately not.
That's so unfortunate, because I reach for nothing.
You're like, oh.
Thresh, I don't know what you were saying. Wait.
He's like pointing with his tongue down at the ground.
Yeah. You think I just go over toward it, like hold it up?
Okay, you do it, kind of clicks back into place there. He's like, oh yeah, that's so much better.
Is it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really feel any pain when it happens. It's just really hard to talk.
Well, back up then and say what you were saying a moment ago.
That was really sweet of you. I feel like you were my son a bit there too. But you can come and talk to me again sometime. Yeah, not like I'm going anywhere.
I'm sorry you got dragged into this after all you gave to me.
I keep telling you, I made a deal, and everybody has to pay for that deal at the end.
I
And
know.
This is my bit of payment right here.
I understand. Well, hopefully I've got a little bit more time left on my ticket.
Oh, I hope so too. And hopefully they get a bit more dignity for you at that point. Don't take any baths. Baths
I'll send word.
Didn't like those anyway.
I'll send word to Gyndren and have someone come by and remove this.
I appreciate that. But again, you can reach back out to me.
I understand. Believe it or not, even in this state, it's good seeing you, Thresh.
Hey, it's good to see you again as well. I wondered how you've been doing. There's one question I was expecting to get the answer for that, but anyway, I've been wondering how you've been doing. You making any friends?
Maybe.
That's good. You're always kind of, a bit of a loner there. Kind of, it's nice that you got some people to hang out with.
Well, they're a pretty good group, I would say. And I think most of them are coming around. I think they had some of their doubts based on some of the things I was able to do, which this is why you lived here, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's, oh wait, that is true, lived. Oh. Yep.
I really don't know where to go from here, Thresh. This is quite new to me.
It's a little awkward at this point. I don't really know what to say either. I'm dead.
I get it. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, you do that. I think next time when I'm like buried and all, it'll probably be a little bit easier. I think. But yeah, we'll give that a shot.
We'll give it a shot.
Be careful out there, and watch out for tall ladies dressed in black. Even if they're snazzy dressers.
Especially those nasty dressers.
Yeah, don't trust those fancy
He
people.
just turns around and starts walking back into the arch.
Good luck with your friends!
Thanks, Thresh.
And as you begin to drift back out of your meditative stance, the morning has come, and
I don't think you wake up to the sound of tapping at the window.
Oh my God, is that Morse code?
you see a crow outside the window jumping up and down and kind of gesturing at you.
Echo's just like, stay back.
It's a bird. It's a bird. I wonder if it's an emissary of that evil lady.
It's me. It's Sir Gyndren. I'm a crow.
which comes out like cause practically.
I'm a crow.
Oh no, is he haunting us?
No.
If you're a crow, say something that only a crow would know.
Worms aren't actually good.
We're good. Checks out.
It's really just the calories.
We got off track. Or push. The window opens.
Throw the sash open.
I like hop in. Oh.
So, Gyndren, I must apologize. We had something come up. We weren't able to make our way back to the tunnel so quickly.
I figured it was something important. Otherwise, why would you let me shuffle in this mortal coil, so to speak?
Again, we're very sorry about that, but as you can see, and points over to Maery's, who's all awake at this point, because I know like that was.
Basically, at this point, I think you've woken everybody up by throwing open the sash and the cacaws and the. Yes, say something only a crow would know.
You got to check.
Oh dear. Can I do like a little Arcana check? Maybe using my knowledge of the otherworldly.
Sure.
Just. All right. Let me. Come on. Ooh, that is only an 11.
Sir Gyndren flutters over, lands on Mary's chest, and kind of hops around a little bit, pecks her on the forehead,
Yeah.
hops around a little bit more. Is like, yes, she's not moving.
Seriously, no.
She's near dead.
Do I see that she's an elf?
No, the hair has been brushed back
I
over
see.
by one of you.
Got it.
Guy.
Well, she's not dead, but she's not quite alive.
Make her mostly dead.
Well, gee,
Mostly dead.
gee, thanks for that insight, Sir Gyndren.
Was he being facetious? Facetious?
It's tough for
It's
you
tough with
to
the
be-
with the beak. Yes.
Regardless, the reason we've tarried so long is simply because our friend Maery here, we need to adjust our course of action, but it looks to everyone else. I do still think our plan is to head out as soon as we possibly can now. We have supplies and we'll be coming to you if you're still able to lift up the path.
I'll be there.
Will you still be a crow?
Decidedly no.
We have a little bit of things left to do here and we'll be on our way.
So you want me to go?
You can stay.
I mean, it's fine. I know I'm a talking crow. It's kind of. Does everyone stay or go?
Can you find like someone from, I don't know, perhaps a hidden secret society of assassins who possess them? Come on, help us.
Sounds like a regular Tuesday. And I
Off
take
you
off
go?
and fly. Yeah, on like a little scouting mission.
He's quite literally.
To let you all know, the sun is just starting to rise. It's
I was
maybe
serious.
5 o'clock in the morning at the latest at this point.
Was there a bird in the room, or was I still dreaming?
We slept in. We got to go.
Oh no.
Yeah, speaking of dreaming, you get enough to sleep? You get enough sleep last night, Vaughn?
Do I feel rested?
Absolutely.
I feel quite rested.
All of you had just had a long rest.
All right, well, it seems
Yay.
pretty busy, so that's why I wanted to ask.
So are we going to bring Maery with us?
I think we should leave her here. I mean, with Zilda and everyone watching her, I don't.
I trust Big Tom to keep it
Yeah.
safe, and where we're going seems pretty dangerous for someone who's not moving.
I don't know whether I agree or disagree, but I will pose. I trust everyone here, but this is quite literally the hornet's nest of activity. I might feel more comfortable if we were to take Maery to the tower where we have individuals to guard.
Oh.
This is a little insensitive, but since she's not breathing anyway, we could hide her too.
Like,
That's a very good point, Echo.
where Echo, like in a tree?
Like in somewhere where a normal person could not hide because they would need access to oxygen.
Like underwater?
Well, there's oxygen in water, technically, so.
Yes, that's true.
This is going in such a direction.
My initial thought was like in a box.
Oh, yes, of course.
You know, Echo, I
large
appreciate
box.
your input here and your unique insight, but if
Thank you, Reverend.
Two choices are throw her in the bottom of a pond or bring her to the tower where our friends can keep her safe. Then I would choose the tower.
Well, I was more thinking like of an in-between state. Between here and the tower, we could hide her in a box.
Let's just take her to the tower. Not a box. Why?
I'm gonna get a box, just in case. Okay?
Maybe we could transport her in a box because, like,
That's
as much
what
as
I'm
I
thinking,
love
yeah.
carrying bodies through the streets,
Exactly.
it does attract a certain kind of attention.
There we go. Yes, between all of us, we got a plan.
Just a few.
Well, there
more
is a
lines.
chest in the room that's about large enough that you could fold her up a bit.
That one.
A suspiciously person-sized box.
It looks like a tight fit, but she's not really in a position to complain. So
Can't believe I'm a part of that.
But when she wakes up and she's cross about it, it was not my idea.
Well, hopefully the whole like curing the curse will kind of smooth that over a bit.
I'm just saying, she's not my biggest fan. She's apt to blame me for all of this.
That's a very good point.
That basically sold it for Anna. Oh, Reverend's gonna bear the brunt of that?
Thank God.
Put some blankets over her
Oh, yeah, yeah,
inside
yeah.
the box, so if someone were to confiscate it and open it, they wouldn't see a body.
Maybe use a rug.
Yeah, at least right away.
What are we?
The good guys.
Yeah, we're the good guys, definitely.
Yep, are we? I think some self-reflection is.
We're supposed to be, down low, undercover, not to draw attention, and I think carrying a person-sized box.
It's better than carrying a person-sized
Technically,
person.
it is not a person-sized box.
Oh, I'm sorry, a almost person-sized box through Newtown with concordance, and the way looks real suspicious.
That's true.
When we can just, if she's light as a feather, we can throw a cloak over her and carry her out quickly.
Oh.
The box adds more weight.
That's true. That's true. The box is.
Also,
surprisingly
why
sturdy.
did you bend her in that direction? That looks mighty uncomfortable.
I saw it.
I think she's smiling.
If we need to
But I
get,
don't think she's smiling.
if we need to get past the,
She's upside down.
Oh, she's frowning. You're right.
She looks so peaceful.
you know what, name it. If we needed to get past someone from the concordance, I could disguise myself as someone from the concordance. If we need to get past someone from the way, we could disguise you as someone from the way. Oh wait, you already kind of look like them, and I'm not entirely convinced that you are not one of them.
It is much too early
so
for us to
true.
be this on edge, everyone.
Sorry, it's a bit stressful couple of days. My words hurt. I'm not really sorry, but
Oh, no, I know you're not.
All right. Well, then I'll get Mary out of the box, I guess.
There's already blankets in there. So
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and I'll just drape them over her and put her over my shoulder. Is this the plan? Okay. Yep. This is the plan. Fantastic. Yeah.
I'll tell everyone that she had a little bit too much fun at the Silver Chalice last night. I was
Still early.
That's true.
Are you saying that we pretend she's inebriated?
Yeah, I'm saying probably let me do the talking if we get questioned.
Okay.
Yes. On our way out of town, could we just maybe walk by? Why? It's just to make sure it's still standing. I'm sure it's all fine. I'm sure it's good, but just to check.
I'd be pretty interested in that as well.
If I may, maybe one or two of us make their way by Alliance, and the rest of us proceed out of town as quickly as possible with the package.
Mary, we can take Mary if we're so that you don't have to
Yeah, that
bring
would
her
be-
through more people.
That would be fantastic. All right, I'll hand.
So it's you and Reverend that are gonna go take a peek?
Yep, just.
The rest of you are going to mosey out of town?
I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder, give you my blessing,
Oh, thank you.
and I say,
Achoo.
Anna, we stick together, we can do this.
All right, yes.
Now, how,
Were the supplies already brought to us, and are they in the tavern, or
Yeah.
do we need to go pick them up?
The supplies, as you all are coming out of the room and make it to the front desk, Delphine takes you towards the back of the inn to what looks like a closet where they must store cleaning materials and things like that. You can see that there are several bags that are packed up, like backpacks that have been packed. There is a healer's kit, there is an alchemy kit, and there are 25 days of rations for a single individual, so that can be broken up against the group itself. And they are nice rations, and then there is a nice breakfast designed to eat on the road, one for each of you, that has been packed up, with a little personal note from Zilda on there, wishing you the best of luck. Now, you two don't realize that because you're heading out a different way. So, my question for you all is, are you heading along the main drag? Are you cutting across through people's yards? How are you handling this?
We're trying to sneak there.
So basically nonchalantly move through town, or are you gonna go ahead and try to really sneak and cut through people's yards and stuff?
We're just trying to stroll along and act real natural.
All right.
I'd like to put on, like, before we leave, if I could just maybe put on a cloak over my bright armor.
No problem. You whip out your cloak and
I pull out
Pull
my
up over my
disguise
hair.
kit.
Yeah. Oh,
And
great.
I, hold on now,
Yeah.
kind of do a little makeup, kind of like, just kind of disguise your features a little bit.
Great, great. Do you think if I walk sort of like kind of like a little lower and maybe no? Okay, all right. I'll
roll
just
for
walk.
the disguise.
What do you feel is best?
All right.
What ability score?
What's that? Yeah, I would definitely say that would be.
Okay.
Great.
Oh my god!
Can I?
There you go, girl.
Can I help? Since
nope,
if I
that's-
walk, no.
You look
They-
surprisingly like Skeech. I got one look.
All right, so natural one, I'm assuming that
Yep,
was.
yep.
So what do we have? Ready? All right. So fortunately, you don't do it so like one eyeball's up here, one eyeball's down like that, or anything. But it's she looks different, that's for sure.
Oh,
Great, perfect.
oh, not
I
my,
feel so confident right now.
not my best work. Okay, well we better go.
Mercy.
Really, really bad 80s punk rocker.
Just don't look in the mirror.
Oh, that's fine.
So off you two head strolling down the street. I will let you roll for your. I'm gonna let you roll performance again for you two strolling.
Well, let's hope that
Great.
you know. Let's
Great.
use the
Wait, do we both roll or?
Oh no, he's gonna roll for the
Oh,
two
great,
of you.
great,
because You're
great.
rolling together as a team there.
Fantastic.
That will be a 19.
19.
Okay, great.
The rest of you leave the establishment and take the main walk out of there. As you approach the gates, fortunately for you, this is about the time that most of the people that do farming for a living that live within the city are also going out. So you're kind of mixed in with the carts and that sort of thing, and nobody really gives you much of a second glance. But you do notice again, the gate guards have been replaced by concordant soldiers. And they are kind of really keeping a close eye. You see them kind of making notes a bit as people are passing through the gates. Again, they don't really pay too hard of attention to you, but they certainly are making notes as people are moving through it out the main drag and off down to the Traders Road that you all go. I take it you have a rendezvous spot picked out.
I don't think we get terribly far away. So, just far
So
enough.
are you guys gonna go over to like where the burned out commune was, or?
How far away was that?
That would definitely be out of eyesight of the town, but it's a nice safe place to hang out because nobody's really there anymore. So now the two of you, as you're heading down the main drag, ahead of you, just maybe 300 feet or so, you can see there's a column of soldiers and some wagons, and they turn down off of the main drag down the road that would lead past where the Roses is towards where Wyatt's estate is. As you all turn down the road, you can see them heading to it, and then they go right through the gates and into Wyatt's estate.
Oh,
Looking at the column, you can go ahead and read your note on it.
wonderful.
Looking at the column, you can see the wagons pull up to the gravel circle in front of the manor house, and the soldiers disembark. They form up into columns, and you estimate there's maybe about 30 soldiers There are also some individuals that are also on horseback as well. There's a sergeant that's barking orders, and you can see him breaking the groups off into 5, and they begin going into the outbuildings and searching the outbuildings. You see that Finor, the greensman, is there, and he has 2 other individuals that are on horses right next to him, as well as some of his flunkies. Both of the individuals that are on horses that you don't recognize bear the crest of House Haston on them. One of the men sits very, very tall in the shadow. He's mounted atop of a prize stallion. The animal's coat is so brilliantly white that it almost appears to glow in the early morning light there. And the rider has very broad shoulders. His posture looks a notion of someone that is very much used to carrying a high position. And he doesn't seem the least concerned that his troops are rather roughly need to search through Lord Arundel's outbuildings. The other rider rides a horse that is much smaller, looks like it's built for speed. His saddle is adorned with the same leather blue flames that the suit of armor that he wears. And you can see that he has almost a ludicrous Van Dyke mustache and goatee. Comes out and is curled up perfectly, and you can see he's actually kind of manicuring that, and his armor again itself is very flamboyant looking. He has a foil over either hip, and mounted on his horse is a flanged mace and a shield, and all of it looks to be very custom-made equipment. What are you doing at this point?
Foil, as you say. Well, Anna, what? They've got the whole place surrounded.
We, it's possible that maybe we should go.
Go away or go in there?
Oh, I don't know. It's possible, Reverend, that they would recognize me. And as much as I would dearly love to settle some accounts right now, it might be wise for us to leave.
Anna, trust me, I know a lot about having to bide your time before you get the justice that you feel like you deserve.
10 of the soldiers, along with the greavesmen, approach the front door of the estate, begin pounding on the door at this point.
I feel like we're in a what would the rest of our friends do kind of situation, as much as I am loath to admit it.
I mean, we could probably grab Wyatt in and out, right? Really quickly.
I don't think we're gonna do Wyatt very much good if we're dead, but here's what we're gonna do.
I don't think we'd die. I think I could take at least one of them.
I bet you could.
I
bet you could take 10 of them. I believe it. Here's what we do. We do what we need to do today to save our friend Maery. You and me, we come back here. We take care of the 2 of us, if you know what I mean.
Okay. All right. It's just that people have a habit of dying.
I know. We'll come back soon. But here's the part that you might not like. I think it's got to be just the 2 of us, because I don't know if the rest, especially Vaughn, are going to approve of a mission in there.
Door opens up, and you can see Wyatt step out. Behind him, you see Creedy and several of the children that he has taken in. He cautions them back and pulls the door closed behind himself. And there's an exchange obviously going on at this point. He seems very cordial and very friendly, almost like he's trying to disarm them a tad bit. The soldiers seem very, very gruff in their dealing with Wyatt there. We begin escorting him over to one of the wagons and put him up onto the wagon as they pile in around him. The other men on their horses actually come to the side of the wagon. Again, there's another exchange going on at this point. And the rest of the soldiers continue searching around the property.
They've piled him into a wagon?
Yeah, they've
How
piled him
many
up onto the
people
wagon.
were in the wagon, and how far away is the wagon away from everyone
There are
else?
a total of 15 soldiers. There is the greavesman, his 2 flunkies.
Soldiers on the wagon?
You have 10 soldiers that are on the wagon with him, and you have 5 that are walking. You have the 2 flunkies on horseback, you have the greavesman on a horseback, and then the 2 unknown Hastings people.
Yeah, where are those guys? Just like
Right next to the wagon.
Right next to the wagon.
The greaser's right next to the
good.
wagon.
Yes.
Gonna ruin the plan that I have.
Yeah.
And they begin circling about, and
Mhm,
now they're heading towards the direction where you all are standing, looking for the gates.
Oh no.
Gotta get out of the way.
Decision in
Yeah.
5,
Um,
4.
Back
Three,
down the alley. Can we see
two.
where the wagon goes?
Okay, go ahead
Yeah.
and make yourselves a stealth check, please,
Oh,
to
fan-
avoid being seen.
All right.
You got it, right? No? Okay.
I can do it.
Okay. I think
I bet I have more stealth to do.
Yeah.
19.
19. Very much concerned with their prisoner. They don't seem to notice you all as you all dip back. Now, there's really no alleyway for you to go, so what you really do is press back into the bushes.
Okay.
Perfect.
And-
Homer Simpson moment.
The wagon comes out with the soldiers, and they begin heading down the lane towards where it terminates and joins the main circle.
As it's passing by, I whisper to Wyatt, it's Alaric. Yeah. we see you. Where are they taking you?
Oh, I think I'm heading over to the Great Hall with you gentlemen, correct?
Great Hall. Wyatt, we can't get you out of there.
Oh, I'd be just delighted to accompany you all there today. I think that, can I speak to George? Would that be something I could do?
Wyatt, we're gonna get you out. We're gonna help you out. I promise you.
He does not make any kind of a reply at that point. And the wagon now takes a left, and it begins to head down towards the Great Hall.
Just staring at the two Hastings.
He said they're going, taking him to the Great Hall
I'll never
to
be
meet
able to get him
King
out of-
George.
That can't be good. I mean, wait. Wyatt worked with my father. My father must have trained him. Wyatt can. I don't know.
Wyatt's a nice man, but he's not a fighter.
No. Do you think he could lie enough to get out?
He's pretty smooth talking when we was boys.
That's true, but he is very transparent.
I don't know what to do, Anna.
I don't know.
About this time, this drunkard begins to stagger towards you
Oh.
and kind of smells a little bit.
Hey, you.
Hey, you.
It's me. It's Gyndren.
Oh, God. Gosh, Gyndren. I thought you were gonna get like an assassin body.
Oh, no, this was the only one I could find. The crow got eaten by an owl.
He goes and smells alcohol, just
It was in broad daylight. Broad daylight, an owl.
he's delivering the lines fine, but the body keeps doing
Yeah.
this sort of thing.
All
Can I
right.
roll an investigation check on the assassin society? Yeah. Is it? Oh, I got a 16 plus whatever my. That's also 0. So I get a 16. This is what
This guy might have been top tier at one point, but that may have been many moons ago. He's not quite as a high-end performer as he may have used to have been. The alcohol may have had a lot to do with that. As a matter of fact, you definitely have 2 nice-sized brandy bottles on you still.
All right. I thought I should be sober myself, but no, I'm very drunk in this body.
All right, well, guess it's time for me to join you. I've had a rough morning. Grab one of those brandy bottles.
5:21 a.m.
Anna reaches for the other one. Yeah.
Boy, I don't miss this feeling.
Well, Gyndren.
I mean, even if we get him out, what are we gonna do? Be like, oh, come with us to the city of death. Well, I guess you could stay in the tower, but then what happens to all the children at the estate? Like,
We got a lot of enemies, and that was one of our only friends. We gotta get him out.
we gotta.
I don't know, we need to, I'm not normally this indecisive, but I think I can't think straight.
You all do remember that the Great House, back behind it is the barracks where the entire Concordance military forces is stationed.
So it'd be
The
a
ones
fair
that are not
fight.
guard, but there's one or two of them there, I'm sure, at this time in the morning.
Honor, a good soldier knows when to retreat.
Are you saying now? It seems like you're saying now.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir Ginger, what if we ain't a soldier? Well, I'm not the soldiering type, and I don't take orders very well.
Well, I knew a few con men back in my day, and
Beg your pardon?
to me, they seem to also know when to back down.
Yes, Alaric, I think maybe we should.
Ooh.
So you're saying that you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Yeah.
An apt saying for this situation, yes.
And this may be a time to run, and I'm just gonna drink from the brandy. Yeah.
Yes, you've got a 2/7 off suit. Alaric.
About 15, 20 minutes later, you see, walking arm in arm and beginning to sing songs towards you with 2 bottles in their hands, Anna and Alaric.
Oh, the girls of Granitegard.
Some strange guy with a bottle of his own that he's got, which you're not quite sure where that came from.
When I said 1 or 2 of us, maybe we should have put some thought into those 1 or 2 of us.
I know.
It looks like they're enjoying themselves.
Your Majesty, they got the crow. It was an owl. In the middle of the day. I'm sorry, this body is very drunk.
Middle of the day?
Yes.
So's this one, Bob.
No.
I'm talking about me, it's my body.
The downpour immediately bathes you all in a shower of absolute misery.
Why is it always raining here?
It doesn't take too long for the roadway to become kind of muddy mess. And those of you that aren't really wearing much protection at this point, it is really sapping the heat out of you.
It's days like, I've had a lot of these days recently. It's days like today where I think that maybe our friend Maery is right. Maybe the one God don't like me very much.
As if to punctuate that, there's a huge strike of lightning and a peal of thunder.
I kind of open my coat a little bit and look at all the holy symbols of other gods from around the continent. I pick a lightning god, Talos, and I'm going to put that around my neck. It's worth a try.
This can't be.
Damon, could I get your help with
Keep
something?
walking.
So, that thing you do with the shadows, right? Is there any way you can do that? I just need to do a small imitation and I can help all of us get to at least the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
But I need your help.
Like, do it right now?
I mean, if you want. Yes.
This should be good. Right.
Fortunately, but as overcast as it is right now, and the rain coming down, there actually are a lot of shadows where you are in this burned out commune here.
Find the closest one and I'll step right into it.
All right.
And
Damon,
as
That's crazy. Where'd he go?
Damon disappears into the shadow, Echo is going to use Pass with No Trace and try and pull that shadow that you're using in like a kind of bad imitation, but a bad imitation to a very good person. It's going to, you see this kind of shadowy veil start to surround all of us, and even through the rain, where your footsteps would step on blades of grass or rocks, it seems like everything just kind of forms back up as soon as your foot leaves the ground. And you just feel, you're not protected from any of the elements, but it's quiet. Like you have like a metal roof and you're listening to white noise rain playlists, kind of.
Yes.
Thank you, Damon, wherever you are.
I'm gonna reappear behind Echo. And I'm just
out of the
gonna,
shadows he comes.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, go welcome.
Thank you.
As the party begins to move along, you're passing without a trace, which does help for those of you that are kind of stumbling a bit.
This brandy is amazing.
Yes, I don't know where he got it.
How much is left in your bottle?
Go ahead and do a Constitution check, both of you.
Great.
Ooh.
Constitution check.
Mm-hmm.
Could I have the die, please?
Oh.
Oh, wow. Here, pass that down. Get that away from me.
Do I need to compare the hangover?
This is
and
the
the
time.
Yeah.
All right.
Please, God, no.
I got a 12.
Well, you have ingested enough to feel very good, but you have not ingested past your point of I partied way too hard.
I no red, but still a nat 1.
Okay. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Anna has ingested party hard levels
I didn't-
of brandy at this point.
I just don't understand, because you try, you try, and then still people get carted away in carts, and I just don't. Do you understand?
I think
To
the
be
key
honest,
for you
not
is just to
exactly.
stop trying.
Can I take the brandy bottles from both of them?
You would be advantage for Anna. I would say a regular roll for the Reverend.
A sleight of hand.
Yes, that would be perfect.
What language is she speaking, Vaughn?
So a natural 20. Oh, okay, cool.
So while you snatch some
Broken dialect, Northern.
While he's talking about it, he's like, he goes take a swig, and he's like, oh.
Can I be gesticulate? You know what I mean? It's like.
Well, now I know I've really been cursed.
The booze went into
Yeah.
the shadow.
Into the bush.
Wait,
And
you never told us, though, what happened exactly.
Well, Anna, do you want to tell the story? Would you like me to tell the story?
We were there.
We should walk and talk.
We could explain on the way.
Yeah, and then we were walking,
move
and then
Mary
there was
along.
Mary, Merwin, and then there was Lawrence, and then they took Wyatt. And I just don't know what to do. I mean,
I whispered to Wyatt that taken him to the Great Hall.
yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this bit of information, but the Great Hall happens to abut. I said but. It's up,
so
up
sad.
here, up next to the garrison where all the soldiers is.
Yes.
So our friend Wyatt's in a bit of pickle.
And a good soldier knows when to retreat.
Yeah, sometimes you know
That's
gotta-
smart.
Sometimes you gotta cash out.
So we're going to go save Maery with 2 babbling babies who got drunk at 6 in the morning.
it's still 5:40.
Oh, sorry, 5:40.
You know, Damon, just because we're fun
Yeah.
and you're not, don't hold that against me and Anna.
You
Anna
are
is
fun.
fun. You are fun.
Thank you.
Oh
You're
my
fun.
God.
To
You're
hang
fun.
out with you.
Aw, thanks, Alric.
Excuse me?
What? Sorry, what?
did you say?
Sorry, I had some brandy. Could I
Alric's
stuck in
his
my
real
throat. Could I
name.
have something to
Oh, I already poured the brandy out.
I give you a good berry and it tastes
Thank
like
you.
Gatorade.
This is amazing.
That's right. Best if you call me that rather than Allie, my pet name. I used to call me when we was 6.
Used to call me Icky.
Icky?
Icky, yeah. It's not my middle name because you can't shorten Anna. Nah.
Are you sure you didn't call you that because you thought you had cooties?
That's actually the reason.
Do you have cooties?
I
That's not a real thing.
it was only everyone gets lice.
Don't worry, Anna. I happen to have my patented cooties cure.
Oh.
I'm here.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much.
Wow.
And so down the rampway you all proceed. When you get to the base, as you look out across the long walk through what would be basically about a mile and a half's worth of that nasty mud. As you can see, the rain has soaked everything out there. It is going to be a slog to try to walk through that to get to the garrison. You do know that if you skirt through the shambles, it would definitely be a lot easier to get from here to there. Or again, you're welcome to make this log through the mud.
I look to the state of these two.
My boots again. My boots again
Shambles.
really muddy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the state of my white shoes.
Through the shambles once again.
We've secured the shambles.
Mm-hmm.
They are shambles now.
That's the mentality we gotta have. We're gonna start taking over the whole town, make it ours. We got a king right here with us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you need?
Tell me,
A
Robert.
campaign manager.
Are you?
I know just the guy. Cause I can charm people.
We'd like to make sure, if and when we get to that part, I'd like to keep the.
Oh no, I don't mean like magic. I could do that too. You've probably noticed. I mean like I'm very charming and people want to hear what I have to say. I'm talking about you. King Vaughn. I'm gonna have your name up in lights.
But you would dance as well.
No.
That way if we try to, and then we could try to sway some people outside, so that way we'll always just getting chased around all the time.
Reverend. But like, there's like, you can say it's like the glimmer of a twinkle in his eye.
Oh, no.
And it's not about, it's to you coming around more so. Reverend, when we get there, and that's the bridge we have to cross, I would love to know other person besides you. But, kind of looks back to our inebriated friends. Let's not focus on that. We have things we need to be dealing with first.
Oh yeah, we gotta go into this scary place and find a herb.
It's like Mary just has like a blanket
Yeah.
over her head and is just soaked, and we're just kind of pushing her body along, like up.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start walking back towards town and then exit this body as.
Oh, smart.
So, because I don't want to take this random guy across the shambles into the tower.
Ghostly form appears.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have my witch about me once more, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Switch. I'm gonna hold it back. I guess we should hurry. We've kept you waiting long enough.
Yes, I wish I could stay longer, but I really do feel like I'm starting to fade.
Very well.
Sir Gyndren, are we gonna get to see you one more time before we get locked to your disembodied hand?
I'll be there.
All right.
All right, so you all get done with your conversation there, so it looks like you all can just move through the shambles itself. You step back out of the body, the guy kind of sways for a few moments and looks around like, who, where, and he sees, oh, Lord in heaven, where's that white guy?
Oh, it's right over here.
Gosh, we are
Thank you,
just
thank you.
Blind.
Yeah.
He was blind the whole time.
Get them all out now. Get them
Okay,
all out.
so, he basically just turns around and beats feet away from you without even getting the question out of his mouth. Like, he's not exactly running straight, but he is heading back up the ramp as fast as he can, slipping, kind of falling a bit as he moves
You
up.
fell.
And into the shambles you all go.
When they fall.
The streets are
Second
empty. It's quiet except for the rain itself. Again, you're passing without a trace, so that is nice that at least you don't get everything drowned out by that. But again, by the time you make it to the tower, you all are soaked. And as you get there, the front gates are thrown open, and you see Sir Skeech come running out to greet you all. Very excited. Some other people that are with him as well.
Sir Skeech. And then you hear off in the distance like a herald trumpet.
Shh. What did you eat?
What did I? Well, I have brandy for breakfast, I think.
Oh.
Oh, that's
What's
right,
it?
breakfast.
All right. So, do you guys want to go? You look tired. Well, Mary looks tired. Do you guys go do like a party or something? That's okay. I didn't want to go.
It wasn't like that, Skeech. We wouldn't dream of not inviting you. We We actually had a really bad day so far.
I want to look at like the sun's position in the sky.
Can't unfortunately even see the sun at this point because of the clouds and the rain.
Well, I think the day started like a couple hours ago. Like, was it a bad morning?
Well, you can tell how bad it was because it's already bad.
I like the rain. But did you have a bad breakfast, or
Actually, my breakfast was the best part of the day.
why does everybody look so sad?
Show 'em.
I
And
removed
just
the
the
blanket off of Mary.
Never looks like either a statue or a dead person. Your choice, depending on how you want to interpret that.
Oh God. So that collector thing was pretty dangerous. We can start digging.
It wasn't the collector.
And Mary's not dead.
Well, that's better.
But it gets worse.
I mean, silver
Ears
lining.
continuing to drop.
Silver lining, Skeech. You were right. You were right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
One of the
that's
guys that came up with Skeech is like, can we talk about this inside? Would that be okay?
Yeah,
Because it's kind of raining still up here. I mean,
Yeah, that's a
are
good
we
idea.
leaving your friend out here? Or are we taking her in?
No, we
No,
can
she got
wheel her
come in.
Yeah.
Okay. So they began ushering her inside. We're surprised at how easy it is to move Mary along and to the
thanks,
front door.
Tommy. I appreciate it.
In your absence, there are, as soon as you come in, there's a group of kids that actually runs by you. And you can see that there have been some changes since you have been gone. And you can actually smell in the air some nice aroma of food, and you hear some laughter, and you hear conversation and such going on.
Well, Skeet, you've done quite well with the place, it seems.
Honestly, I've been kind of stuck in the tower, just working on the molding. We had a lot of grout left over. I took care of it. No worry.
Thank you, Skeet.
It's Tommy helped. There was Phil. I don't know where Phil went, but
I love what you've done with the place.
yeah, the flooring took a long time to level. I kept hitting it with a hammer, but that just broke the tile, so I had to learn that.
Skeet, did we have any visitors while we were gone?
I mean, there was been a lot of people showing up, so I don't know.
Individuals that weren't coming for our protection, but individuals that may have been scouting out the keep from a distance.
I really wasn't looking out in the distance. I've been pretty preoccupied.
And I'll speak to some of the individuals here then. Maybe someone else noticed something.
So what are we doing with Mary? Is she sick? Does she need to sleep?
She just needs some place where she can be safe while we go off and do our typical dangerous shenanigans. So, like, can she stay here while we go out, try to find the herb we need to cure her?
Well, I mean, you guys are kind of, I guess, yeah. I mean,
All right. Well, where should we put her?
oh yeah, you want to see the beds?
Yeah. Wait a second. Did you keep the bunk bed?
Well, yeah, I've been sleeping under it the whole time.
All right.
It's really so
Oh no, the
efficient.
bunk bed,
The
the
bunk
double
bed.
bed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we made a ton of them. It's easier to stack them.
Yeah. Exactly. It's space efficient.
Yeah, there's so much more room for activities.
Yeah, all right.
The two guys take Mary off. They're like, we'll take her over. We've got a room I think we can put her in with some of the families there. That which she's not a zombie, right?
No. She's
Not that we
sleeping
know.
real hard.
Oh, that's real hard, brother.
Okay.
And they begin moving Mary away to one of the rooms.
Boo! Yeah, got you again.
My
Sir Skeet.
croissant.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sir Skeet.
Nah, it's okay. I like it better this way.
Figure you feel very tired.
Yeah, I think you see like Sir Gyndren's ghost looks like it's actually like aging. like it's all stooped. I'm very tired.
Did you get his thing?
We did. And I think it's time that we returned it to where it needs to be.
Your Majesty, with your permission, I'd like to rest.
Granted, Sir Gyndren.
All right. One last thing I need to do in the tunnel.
Very well. Shall we?
Yeah.
The procession to the wall that blocks the entrance and the tunnel is a very somber experience for you all. Because you know that beyond that is the goal that you have been searching for this whole time, to get into the city. You also know that this is where you need to go to help your friend. But at the same time, you also realize that once this transpires, that you're going to lose another friend that you've made along the way here. And the closer you're getting to it, again, the more you can see little specks of that little light when you originally coalesced just kind of taper off of the spirit here and there, and does not seem anywhere near as robust as when he first appeared. And finally you make it to the wall itself.
All right. Lock it in hand, please.
Goes to the pack. Brings out your disembodied hand.
All right, you took it with you.
It was a necessity.
Right.
Kind of puts it back into place.
As he does so, Gyndren, it's a relief that you never thought you would experience this point again. You can feel the release as what's holding you here begins to slip away, but you know that you have precious little time before that happens, and all of a sudden you all could hear the rumbling at this point as the wall begins to lift up, as Gyndren has obviously honored his commitment to you, and as the wall raises up into the ceiling with this grinding sound, it's stone right on stone. Behind it is this scene of utter chaos. There are bodies stacked on top of bodies here against the door. It was a final stand of epic proportions. There are human soldiers' bodies mixed in with the bodies of orcs and with ogres, and it looks like several trolls as well were in here too. And there, where the door had come down, is Sir Gyndren's body, and it has been partially crushed by the wall that came down. You can see where he obviously had reached under, but next to it is a hammer and a shield, and Gyndren floats over towards the hammer and shield.
The hammer and shield. The armor's useless, but the hammer and shield's still good. Anna.
She stands up straighter. Yes?
It's yours if you want it.
And all that you have read about since childhood, that Sir Gyndren used on so many occasions, is there as you scoop it up with this reverent. You never thought you would ever get this close to what will hold it or be bestowed this particular weapon. Again, this is in the storybooks that you read as a child. The shield is something that he carried as a backup with his sword. You can see with the sword has been crushed by the wall as well, bent out of shape. But again, the shield still sits there and glows. This beautiful silver metallic on it. And there's this very strange 11-pointed star on the shield, but it's not raised. It is flat along the surface, again, that silver polished metal, but almost looks to be a slightly different direction of the metal itself. That way it stands out as you look at it. Only as you tilt the shield around a bit can you actually see that. And
that shield is for Maery,
Oh
when
my-
you shave her.
I'll make sure she gets it. Thank you, Sir Gyndren.
So, kind of pulls out his rapier. So, Gyndren, my father and my grandfather had a keener mind for tactics and the politics of this, but I feel they would have wanted to reward you appropriately, the necessary accolades for not only what you did in life, but what you've done for us beyond life. So, Sir Gyndren, you see that he kind of like brings out in the act similar to what you're in the knighting process, but it's almost the reverse order. I hereby relieve you of your your service to the city of Granitegard and her peoples. I will ensure that the help that you've given us, the people that we saved, they will know your name, and they will know what you did here, yesterday and moving forward.
Spoken like a classic king. As he starts to fade away, he's going to kind of turn to everybody and say, listen, you have to listen to each other, help each other, trust each other. If you want to have any chance at surviving whatever awaits you in the doomed city of Granitegard. And he's going to fade away.
As he begins to do so, and you see all those little pinpoints of light that he originally had started out in coalesce through the body begin to break apart, and they begin to spin in this very furious looking storm. As that happens, it bursts apart for a moment, kind of circles around in the air. Which one of you is holding the keystone? They race into the satchel that Echo is holding, and the satchel shakes for a moment, and then there's a glow, and it fades away inside the satchel.
Can I take out the keystone?
You take out the keystone, and in a language that you don't recognize, there is some arcane symbol that now glows on one of the facets of the keystone.
Vaughn, do you recognize what this is? I hand it to you.
I'm more than happy to take a look. Do I recognize it? Can I roll Arcana on this?
I would say history would be the check you would need for that.
Can I help him with it if I...
Absolutely, you would be able to help them with that.
Go ahead and roll twice.
$18.
18. While it has some similarities to Ancient Elven, it's not Ancient Elven.
I can't speak if this is older, predates Ancient Elvish, or if it's some different dialect, but it's Elvish, but
What
not
languages
quite.
do you have? Echo.
Draconic, Elvish.
You recognize it.
Closer.
It's Draconic.
Oh. Yeah, there's only one language I know of that predates Elvish. Draconic?
Draconic.
See, he reaches to his book, and he pulls out that specific page that we had taken from the book when we first got the keystone that referenced what they attempted to do with the dragon's magic. Well, that makes quite a bit much more sense now, doesn't it?
Do you know what it's for?
It was important. It was something big. They needed to channel it, change it.
Given that it was an 18, like I said, 18 or 19?
18. You didn't want to give me 19.
That's something that it is, the symbol itself is sacrifice, but it is not sacrifice as in just giving something up. It's like a sacrifice, again, their words had different connotations to them, and it's a sacrifice you would make, like for someone you love. And that's the symbol that is currently lit up on there. So, what do you all do at this moment? The tunnel proceeds into the darkness beyond.
Before we get going, your ghost friend, he tried to give me that bit of scrap, but I don't know, it didn't seem like it was right for me, but I had some time. If I could, I'm gonna reach into my new saddlebag and I'm gonna produce the newly refurbished gauntlet that I've been working on, and I'm gonna walk over to Vaughn. Can I fit you?
He reaches his hand forward. What is this? What is this speech?
And I just pull on the straps.
And with a surprising degree of craftsmanship, it actually fits perfectly onto your hand. It is almost as if you have your exact measurements.
This was from Sir Gyndren?
Yeah, I figured he'd like you to have it.
He sees eyes kind of like watering up a little bit. kind of staunches a bit. Skeech, thank you for this.
Yeah, if it's all the same, I don't want any of you to die either, so I did have a little bit more time. I'm gonna start producing just vials.
Oh.
Rev, I hope you don't mind. I found a crate of, like, bottles and stuff. There's some more upstairs, but I went ahead and brewed a little something. And
Well, I don't mind at all.
And it's this viscous red liquid.
What does it do, Skeech?
Well, the first one I drank. The second one was better. It kind of revitalizes a little bit. So I figured if you guys get hurt, it might help out a little bit. It's not going to be anything like what Maery could do, but it might help.
I hold it up and I look at it. It's fine craftsmanship. Now, as long as you don't try to cut into my business and start setting up shop in the marketplace and selling these.
Oh no, those work. What I'm saying is they work differently than yours.
I take what you mean is that these work alchemically, whereas my potions are divine in nature.
Yeah, they work a little differently. That's what I'm saying.
Vaughn tries to catch your
I
eye.
have to put the stuff in the bottle before I hand it to somebody, whereas you just kind of.
That's advanced technique.
Could you show me how to do that sometime?
It's taken many, many years of skill and connection to the divine, but I could try.
All right. So good luck in there, guys. I suppose if you give me that look again.
You're not going with us?
I don't want to.
That's so fair. Skeech, would you mind if taking this shield back and keeping it safe for Maery?
I can. I'll run it up, and I'll pack my bag, and I'll get
No,
back.
no, you don't have.
Well, I mean, if you guys are going in there to help Maery, I feel like I should.
The choice is yours, Skeech. If you wish to travel with us, you may. If it's too much, we'd understand.
I wish you would just tell me to go. I'm just gonna walk the shield back up.
A couple minutes later, he comes back now, about 10 or 15 minutes or so. As he almost started to doubt whether he was actually going to come back or not.
There's so many stairs.
He's got little legs.
And they're so big.
Should we have told him about the?
I can tell him.
No, I go. No. We don't. Sometimes a good soldier knows when to retreat.
Were you attempting to sprinkle some type of connection to that?
I think what you meant is sometimes a great tactician has to use guile.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yes.
You guys are just saying words. I don't feel like they mean anything.
You're not
I mean,
wrong.
that could be said about anything.
Yeah, but
I say.
you're just pairing
marks.
two things together to sound wise, but it doesn't actually.
Oh, what I'm saying is we're not good.
The late owl
It is
gets the
important
crow.
to save Maery, and we need Skeech. If we tell him what's going on, he might not go in there.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
That's one.
What
Yes.
if
We
we,
can
run
tell
into
him.
her and then he dies?
We can tell him after.
Yes. You know, the phrase I've heard, the sharpest knife in the drawer, I would typically associate that with you because your knives are sharp.
Listen.
We are so many circles into this.
I lost track too. Yeah.
I think it's important he knows what he's getting into while he still has a chance to not come.
That's a really good point. Yes.
I want him to come with us. Let me make that clear.
But it should be an informed choice that Skeech makes.
Otherwise, we're essentially tricking him to doing the one thing he doesn't want to do.
That's a very good.
The door closing noise from the top of the stairwell.
Tricking people is fine sometimes.
His backpack is all packed up. He actually looks like he is
Got
ready to
sweat on the
rock
brow.
and roll. And he actually looks a lot braver than you've ever seen him look. Almost like that Sir Gyndren has really touched something in him and just inspired the little creature.
Vaughn,
I
I
should have
think
left the backpack down here.
maybe this can be a chance for you to display your royal bravery.
Yes, your leadership
And
abilities.
leadership.
Yes.
I gave the shield to Phil. He said he was gonna get it to
Thank
her.
you so much, Skeech.
Echo, thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome, Vaughn. I mean, King Vaughn.
Oh,
That's
they made you
fine.
king. That's nice.
I give
We're
him
gone for
I
like
give him
3 days.
inspiration.
So you feel
I
inspired.
pat him on the shoulder and say, "You got this, buddy."
You're all giving me that same look you had earlier when you walked up in the rain. You looked like wet dogs.
Skeech, we have something we want to share with
Sorry,
you.
Sky. Yeah.
Obviously, much has happened since we parted ways, and you've been...
You got treasure.
Yes, and more information. We want you to know that as we are heading into the city, this dark cloaked figure, this woman that you have warned us about,
Yeah.
we want you to know that we had a run-in of sorts, and they are actually the one that did this to Maery, and they affected Echo to some degree, and essentially, we know for a fact that they know who we are, and if any attempt were to be made to go in without them knowing, what I'm trying to say is, they're probably waiting for us. And if you travel with us, then they're waiting for you too.
I tried to warn you. I tried to tell you all, but you didn't listen.
And Lana said, you were right, Skeech.
You know, to hear you say it out loud is, you know, kind of moot at this point, but I know. And if it's already to the point where she knows about all of you, then it's just gonna be a matter of time, and I trust you to keep me alive more than Phil and Tommy. So I think I would like to stay with you if you'll have me.
I was gonna add, if it makes you feel better, you probably weren't safe in the tower anyway.
I know. That's why I was under the bed.
That's probably not the time and place.
She attacks your dreams, so I don't think it would be like in your memories.
Dreams?
No, sorry, memories.
Well, that's fine. I don't really have many good ones anyway.
Well, maybe we'll help you make some. Assuming we
In
survive
there?
this.
A small bit of business to take care of first.
No, but maybe later.
Yeah.
Sure, let's plan on later then.
All right.
So onward you will go into the darkness, I'm assuming. This point you
Yes.
got your lamps out,
Yeah, do we have the orbs of light?
the orbs of light with you all. All right. Proceeding past the scene of combat, again, that same tunnel like you saw before, that same strange space shape, the same granite construction. Moving down this tunnel, you can see where the battle actually went on for a long period of time as they fought a rolling battle down the tunnel till they finally hit that ceiling point and closed it down. It goes for an indeterminate amount of time. You can't even judge the distance that you're traveling. You just know you keep walking. And at one point, as you're walking along, there's this thundering sound that you're hearing, this roaring sound. It takes you a few moments to put it all together. Go ahead and make a roll for me. Nature or... Yeah, go ahead and give me a nature roll.
Yes.
Solid.
That goes like, my time to shine.
Yeah.
Nature.
Okay, yeah.
15.
12.
21.
10. Oh, sorry.
I'm back now.
I know.
Hey, down here.
Okay, all of you are trying to figure out what that is, and it echoes like, it sounds like a river. And you're able to finally put it together that that is the Wild Run River. That you must be literally passing underneath the Wild Run River, which means that you are probably momentarily from passing under the city walls at this point. Because remember, the way the city walls surround Granitegard, the Wild Run River is almost like a moat that's been trenched around it. And so this kind of gives you a little bit of a spring in your step at this point, because again, you've been walking for quite a period of time. And you proceed forward now, a little bit more excited, you know, also a little bit of apprehension at this point, until you come to a stairwell. The construction of this is very much like the other end of the stairwell. You can see where the walls and such have collapsed on the other side of this, but where the stairwell sits, it looks to be newer construction, not quite as elegant as the stonework was for the tunnel, and it begins to wind up into the bedrock from where you are. Again, very nice construction, but not anywhere near as elegant as that tunnel that you were in previously.
Can I confirm if this is, would I expect this to be a construction of what Granitegard was used, or is it something new since the fall?
It is definitely old. So older than a lot of the modern construction that you've seen up in Granitegard. How old is a very good question. So it does resemble a lot of the original buildings for Granitegard. Like again, the Garrison Tower is very similarly constructed, and that tower has been, the Garrison Tower has been up for probably close to 300 years. It is some of the original buildings as Granitegard was under the first sovereign's reign going into the second sovereign. And who's leading the troop up these stairs?
I feel like Vaughn is, if no one else jumps ahead.
Vaughn, up the stairs you go. Again, these are very tight. They're designed, again, you can tell as a choke point. So while you can move and walk up, there's not much room on either side of your shoulder heading up. It's very claustrophobic. And yes, there is still plenty of air to breathe, but it does weigh on all of you, no matter how resistant you are to that. It is very, very confining and restrictive as you move up and up, and it feels like it goes on forever. And your calves are burning by the time you reach the top of this. It actually empties out into a small room, maybe 10 foot by 10 foot.
So many stairs.
Here, as you step into this room, there's another short set of stairs up, but it's different from where you step out. This is a much more utilitarian design for the stairs. And at the top of it, you can see that there is this round wheel attached to one of the granite walls. And these blocks are not like the granite you saw down there in Smooth. This looks more like the granite blocks that built these city walls.
When you say there's a wheel attached?
Like almost like a boat wheel looking kind of like a thing on it, so you would have to crank and turn.
Wait for everyone else to make it out of this choke point type of way. And it looks like there is it like a gate structure, a door structure that if we turn, it lifts something up, spins around?
You can't tell. It literally just is attached to the wall. It looks like it can turn.
What we got up there, Vaughn?
Some type of wheel apparatus? Like
You all can enter into the room. It's about
Oh,
10
yeah.
foot by 10 foot in here.
Yeah,
So
as
you
I'm
look
coming up
upstairs,
on this.
Yeah, you can see just on the ledge, just above you.
I imagine this opens a door of some kind, but I guess the question is, are we ready?
I mean, we made it this far. This is what we came for, getting into the city, so.
Is that a bomb skate?
Oh, considering I didn't
Well, yeah.
intend to do any of this, I guess I'm ready as I'm gonna be.
All together then.
Yep.
And this has obviously not been opened for a long, long time. It takes a considerable amount of pulling to turn the wheel, and you can hear some things kind of grind for a moment, and then these almost like snapping metal sounds that you hear, like these, and there's a little bit of dust I could be, it just moves through these small little fracture lines in the granite, and the blocks slide out and open up into what looks to be a sewer in front of you. You see where the footpath is along either side of the wall of the sewer. Can't see much past either side of that. There appears to be a section just in front of that, looks to be about 20 feet wide, that is rushing water. It looks to be another walkway just to the other side of that, The sewer ceiling is nice and round. And that's all you can really see from where you are right here. But the sewers have a very strange, nasty odor to them. Very much like fish and musk.
Can I make a perception check and try and see if I can recognize the scent?
Sure.
Okay. Using Sky's help, so,
Advantage?
yeah, with smell. Okay, 16.
16. It is a blend of two distinct odors. One smells reptilian, and the other one smells very fishy. And together they are most offensive.
Ooh. Smells like a musky fish.
Think something
Well,
lives here still.
Skeech
Yeah.
said something about this.
Yeah, there's like I don't know what to call them. I just call them fish people.
I mean, we can start with that. We can work with that.
But yeah, there's
There's fish people.
yeah, they live down here.
Are they friendly fish people, or are they?
No,
Oh, great.
I don't know why I
I'm
asked.
just gonna help you out. None of whatever is past this is friendly.
Yay.
Very astute. It's a good.
Sky's ears flatten out,
Oh.
and her tail tucks between her legs, and you see the hair bristle up on her back, and she begins to growl a little bit, and actually steps out onto the ledge and is looking in a particular direction.
Can I switch into her senses? What do I see?
You don't
And I just
see-
like trust fall by Skeech.
Give me a dexterity check.
Nat 20.
So, similar in nature to the wagon chase sequence, where Skeech just pulls it out, like Echo falls, and Skeech is just like, boop, as he's fiddling with whatever it
It's
is he's
about
doing
leverage.
and Echo's just like, so as you shift into a perception of your dire wolf, you don't see anything, but what you hear is a battle. There is a clang of metal. There is this nasty guttural sounds going on, and these strange cries, almost like children crying, up ahead.
Sky will go up to Vaughn and just start kind of like mumbling dog noise at you. Activates my right.
Can he fall down the well?
And you see her kind of just like shake her head, and then Echo comes back out. There's a battle over there. Sky heard it. It's children and metal clashing.
Children.
Yeah.
They're probably not kids, like I mentioned before. So there's fish people.
Okay. Could there be child fish people?
I mean, they probably are eggs.
Well, we know that people got trapped in the city when it fell. If there's some kids in there that are in danger, we gotta see if
Yeah.
we can help them.
There are the frog people too, though. And they live down here.
Never mind.
And they hate each other.
Oh. It sounded like. Did it sound like metal clashing?
Anybody speak dark speak?
Why, yes.
You could have heard it. You all can't hear it currently at this point. You can just hear a cacophony of noise coming that direction. It's definitely orcs, and they're hurling some insults at, come here, you little thing, come on, it's tasty, get it.
I translate that to Skeech, or I just say that out loud.
That could literally be anything me-sized.
Well, if it's a you size someone that's in trouble, maybe we gotta go help them out.
That's not the only things what you've told us that were below the city. We had other allies, so to speak, and if they still persist, I think we should rush to it, hasten it, and help them.
I have a lot of curiosity about the sentence that you just said, but let's sort that out in a little while.
I
Sounded
feel like
like
we have
orcs.
much to unpack, Reverend.
Yes.
You made people live in the sewer?
They chose to, but no, that's a different conversation.
Wait, I thought they were just a fairy tale.
Fairies
Depends on
are
who you
real,
ask.
though, I think.
Oh no.
What?
Orcs.
Let's go.
So down the sewer you all proceed at this point. Now, Vaughn, I'm going to have you and Anna read your note.
Oh, yep.
As you all are heading down the sewer itself, again, you can smell that nasty mix of stone and that musky odor, as well as just these earthy scents in the air. It's again very overwhelming. But the closer you begin coming to the clanging clash, you can definitely, those of you that do dark speak, can hear the orcs, and they appear to be very jolly almost in what they're doing.
Can I start stealthing?
As a matter of fact, you're more than welcome to.
I still have my veil up too, so add 10 to that.
Will, if I
34.
Okay.
Nice.
What's that?
34.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Flex on
So
them.
low.
if I could clarify the sewer water, are we walking through it?
Oh no, you're up on
Okay.
the walkways. The water, as you look into it, does not, number one, look terribly inviting. Even with the light that you have on, it is this murky green.
Well, I was worried that like shin deep water would be like here deep water, so I just wanted to check.
You can't see the
Putting on
bottom,
sky.
so you're not quite sure how deep it is. You don't really feel like testing that out unless somebody ties a rope to you and you take it to the bottom. But anyway, proceeding forward, down the tunnel itself, you see the section that you're on empties out onto a T intersection, with part of the T, where the sounds are coming from to your right, empties. There's a larger room at this point, and your light now kind of pushes into that area there, and what is in front of you shocks all of you. It actually stops the battle from happening itself right now. You look and you can see there are about 10 orcs that appear to be engaged in some form of combat, and there are these small, almost reptile-looking creatures, maybe the size of a 4 or 5-year-old child. I mean, they are maybe about this tall. And up on a ledge is where they're sitting right now, and that's what appears to be what the orcs have been trying to capture. There are multiple dead little critters laying around. There's a pile of them they've kind of stacked up. There are a few they've kind of thrown into these little cages that are sitting off to the side. And at this moment, one of the little creatures, the tallest of all of them, looks over towards your party. Would you please describe yourself?
Among the little pack, among the little pack on top of the cliff, or the little ledge, is a small, maybe only like, probably even shorter than him, small little creature with purple scales, a flowy green tattered mess of an outfit, and bright gold eyes.
With these giant oversized glasses as well, like tremendously oversized. Maybe on a human they might have even been large too, but on her little head they are massive.
And upon seeing your little group walking in, her face instantly lights up. And she goes, "Humans! Humans! Please help us! Help like the old days! Please!"
I told you they were our.
You were right.
And you realize that they are kobolds. And the orcs at this point look at you, and we will roll initiative when we pick up next week. Thank you very much for joining us. We hope that you all will enjoy this episode.
Kill some
And
orcs.
we will see you next Sunday on that, when we look at the Kingdom of the Kobolds.
Okay. Crystal kobolds.
You have yourselves a great week.